Good evening, Tiger fans. Lander Valley football is on the air. This is the Bailey Tire and Auto Service Center pregame show. Tonight, the Tigers are on the road playing the Rollins Outlaws here at Outlaw Stadium in Carbon County. The series between these two teams began in 1924 with Lander holding the early advantage. Since that time, the two teams have traded victories, with each having short winning streaks against the other. The most consequential game between the Tigers and Outlaws was in the year 2000, when the Outlaws beat the Tigers 21-14 in the Class 3A semifinals. Rollins went on to win the state championship. Otherwise, the overall series is close, with Lander holding a three-game edge, 32-29, with one tie in the series. Lander has won the last three contests. Rollins head coach Clayton McSpadden is in his fourth year with a 6-26 record. Lander's John Scott is in his fourth year with a 19-15 mark. Last year, the Tigers beat Rollins 37-8 en route to a 6-3 record. The Outlaws last year were winless in 9 games. There are some changes for the lineups in both teams, which you'll hear after our Wyoming Cowboys preview and our prep report for this weekend with Eric Pauley, followed by our coaches' interviews with Clayton McSpadden of Rollins and John Scott of Lander. That's coming up next on KFCW, video live stream on KFCW Facebook and WYO Today YouTube.
Prices are going up all over. Food prices, fuel prices, tires, oils, you name it. But there's one thing that hasn't gone up. WRTA bus lines will still get you where you need to go in Fremont County for the same low price they've always had. Just $1 one way. How can you beat that? See WRTAbuslines.com for the new fall route schedule. Save hundreds of dollars every month and use the WRTA to travel to and from the Riverton Airport. See WRTAbuslines.com for details. And remember, don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelts, and keep all 4 wheels on the road.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
Pokes have gone a month without a home game, and the Cowboys return to War Memorial Stadium this Saturday, October 16th, to host the Fresno State Bulldogs in the first Mountain West Conference home game of the 2021 season. Game kicks at 1:30. Pre-game show coverage starts at noon. Wyoming will enter Saturday's game with a 4-1 overall record and 0-1 in the Mountain West. Fresno State is 4-2 overall and 1-1 in Mountain West play. During this week's press conference, Wyoming head football coach Craig Bohl went back to look at the Air Force game and answer some of the questions regarding the faith in his field goal kicker and the outcome of the ball game.
LaShawn had made some plays in the scramble, but we were protecting the ball pretty well. I saw one of their corners go down earlier. He got back inserted in the game, but we felt like we could get the ball in the end zone, and I felt much more comfortable going for a long field goal to tie the game as opposed to trying to kick a field goal and then flip the script and then try to throw the ball. It was going to be difficult for us to get the ball in the end zone. The other thing that put it in context, I know Troy really well. I knew they had the #1 rushing team in the country. I looked at the percentages. While typically being a defensive coach, I would have said kick the field goal, but putting this all in the context of the ball game, that was my decision. It turned out to be wrong. I mean, they pressured us on 4th down. Kudos to them. They came up with a sack. But believe me, it had nothing to do with John.
In Wyoming's most recent game at Air Force on October 9th, Cowboy running back Xavier Valladay rushed for 96 yards to move into the number 5 spot in the career rushing yards list at the University of Wyoming. Valladay enters this week with 2,647 career rushing yards. He moved past former Cowboy running back Marquez Bingham, who rushed for 2,605 yards during his career as a Cowboy from 1995 to 1998. Valladay rushed for 396 as a redshirt freshman in 2018. He added 1,265 as a sophomore, and in 2019 he had 550 rushing yards in only 5 games in the shortened season of 2020. This season, he's rushed for a total of 436 yards in 5 games. He earned first-team All-Mountain West Conference honors in both 2019 and in 2020. For the past 2 seasons, Valladay has been the most productive and consistent offensive weapon for the Cowboys. He once again displayed his consistency at UConn on the 25th of September as he recorded the 12th 100-yard rushing game of his career. Valladay rushed for 101 against the Huskies. Since they first played each other in 1992, when they were both members of the WAC, Wyoming and Fresno State have played some memorable games through the years. In 1993, the Cowboys hosted the Bulldogs, led by quarterback Trent Dilfer. Wyoming was led by quarterback Joe Hughes at the time, All-America wideout receiver Ryan Yarbrough, and team captains Kurt Whitehead and Mike Jones. The Cowboys came away with a 32-28 win and would go on to tie Fresno State and BYU for the 1993 WAC title. The 2009 season saw the two teams face off in the New Mexico Bowl. Fresno State was still a member of the WAC, and Wyoming was representing the Mountain West. The Cowboys would come away with a hard-fought 35-28 victory in double overtime that featured a memorable goal line stand by the Cowboys, who stopped the Bulldogs on 4 straight plays from the 1-yard line in the first overtime. The game ended with a 13-yard touchdown pass from Cowboy quarterback Austin Carter Samuels to wide receiver David Leonard. Since the 2014 season, when Craig Bull became head coach at Wyoming, the Cowboys have been very successful in conference home games. During the Bowl era, Wyoming has posted a 17-9 record in Mountain West regular season home games. Twice during the Bowl era, Wyoming has posted a perfect 4-0 record in Mountain West home games during the regular season. Those 2 seasons were 2016 and 2019. That's a look at the Pokes preview. Plenty more still to come on the pregame show.
Mama's Kitchen in Lander is ready to wow you with their home-style fixins. Visit the coffee corner and don't forget to try Mama's biscuits, made just the way her mama made them. And the mama before that. With local and specialty ingredients making up their cuisine, it'll be the place you can't get enough of.
And just simple, tastes good, delicious, keep me all ready for the day.
Down to earth, and yes, I would definitely come back.
Home cooking like you've never tasted before. 260 Grandview Drive in Lander.
Come on down, Grandmas! Pokes have gone a month without a...
This is the Wyoming Prep Report for Week 7 of Wyoming High School football. Beginning Thursday, October 14th in Class 3A, it's Evanston at Star Valley, 7 p.m. In Class 2A, Pinedale at Lyman, 3:30 p.m. Class 1A 9-man, Riverside at Moorcroft, and Wyoming Indian at St. Stephen's. That's St. Stephen's game at 4 p.m. And I believe St. Stephen's is not playing any more football this fall, so that'll be a forfeit win for Wyoming Indian. Today, Friday, October 15th, in Class 4A, Cheyenne Central at Rock Springs, 6 p.m. Cheyenne East at Kelly Walsh, 6 p.m. Laramie at Cheyenne South, that's a 6 p.m. kickoff. Natrona at Thunder Basin, 7 p.m. kickoff. And Sheridan at Campbell County, 7 p.m. In Class 3A, it's Buffalo at Douglas, 6 p.m. Cody at Green River, that's a 7 p.m. kickoff. And a very long road trip for Cody. Lander at Rollins, 6 p.m. Powell at Jackson at 5 p.m. And Worland at Riverton, 6 p.m. In Class 2A, it's Cokeville at Big Piney, 2 p.m. Kemmer at Lovell, 6 p.m. Newcastle at Burns, 6 p.m. Thermopolis at Mountain View, 3 p.m. kickoff. Torrington at Wheatland, 7 p.m. And Upton Sundance at Glenrock, 7 p.m. In Class 1A 9-man football, it's Lingle at Pine Bluffs, 7 p.m. Saratoga at Wright, 6 p.m. Shoshone at Grable, 6 p.m. kickoff. Southeast at Lusk, 6 p.m. And Rocky Mountain at Wind River, 7 p.m. In Class 1A six-man football, it's KC at Midwest, 6 p.m. On Saturday, October 16th, Class 2A, Bighorn at Tongue River, 6 p.m. In Class 1A six-man, Burlington at Guernsey Sunrise, 1 p.m. Dubois at Encampment, 3 p.m. Farson at Batitsi, 2 p.m. And Hanna versus Hewlett, noon. That one's played at Midwest. And the final game in interclass play, Snake River at the Natrona Sophomores, 10 a.m. this Saturday. This is Cody Beers with Wyoming Prep Report. Hey, let's get out there and play some football. It's Wyoming, and it's winter. Well, maybe not. Wear a jacket to your favorite high school football game. It'll be chilly. We'll see you next week with the Wyoming Prep Report.
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
It's Physical Therapy Month.
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 It's Physical Therapy Month. October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy, we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like April better.
Now on the Bailey's pregame show, we're talking with Rollins head football coach Clayton McSpadden, and you're now in your fourth year, Coach. What can you tell us about this year's team?
Yes, sir, I am. You know, every batch of kids you get as a head coach, you love them without a doubt. And what it comes down to, and a really old coach I got to coach with told me, you know, some years you have good crops of kids, and some years you don't, but you love every single one of them, and you try to teach them how to be good men. I've loved every grouping that I've had so far, and I hope to God I've done a good job of teaching them how to be good men. But, you know, some years you just get some kids that are smaller but love football no matter what, and you just try to give them every opportunity to do what they can.
Okay, how have you been able to keep the spirits of the team up? You haven't finished with a winning game yet.
It's been tough, but we have a really good senior core of kids that love football, and they kind of just tag everybody along with them, or everybody else tags along with them. It's really the leadership, even though they're not the pinnacle of athletic ability in some of these seniors. Some of them are, some not all of them, but they're really good leaders, and they do have high expectations of the rest of the kids underneath them, and that's kind of been pulling them along regardless of win or loss.
Now, it's homecoming tonight and senior night. Does that give your boys a little more incentive?
I believe it does. I sure hope it does, especially after last week having to lose it to a freak COVID issue. And talking to Coach Scott a while back, he sent me a nice little email, and it made me laugh because, you know, when we started coaching, we didn't expect COVID to happen. The COVID wasn't a thing. So that wasn't an obstacle we had to get over. And unfortunately, that's definitely the biggest obstacle that any coach has nowadays. So that moved our homecoming back. Not really a homecoming week. We're having a dance and we're having the game. But we don't get all those festivities that all the kids really do like. And, I mean, us as adults, we loved those little side festivities and the game, of course. But, it's the excitement's still there, all that other stuff's still there. And the boys are honestly more excited they get a game than the fact that it's homecoming.
Yeah, I understand. You've got one of the best defensive players in the state in Blaine Coleman. Tell me a little bit about him.
You know, Blaine is a fantastic wrestler, and he is a double-legging son of a gun out there on the field, and he knows where to grab and what to do. If you put him on a line and you had him sprint against another kid, he wouldn't win. But side to side, he's a fantastic kid. He's just one of those natural kids, and he sees things develop, and he listens. He's very coachable and knows what he's supposed to do. But here's one thing a lot of people don't know about him. He's only 140 pounds.
Yeah, that's not big for a defensive guy, is it?
It's not, but he plays much bigger than he is. And that's that heart piece, and that's that want piece that I just tried to keep coaching the kids up in. It's fantastic to watch him play.
What do you expect from the Lander Tigers tonight?
You know, I expect old school John Scott stuff. same stuff that when I got recruited to BH that we ran there, and it's just it works. I mean, it works. And when in doubt, you get them in the old I or old T, he likes to call it, the big T, and you just run it down their throat and see what happens. 2 years ago, we had a pretty dang good team here, and they started doing that, and they just started marching the field, and he stuck in it, and we couldn't stop it. I mean, it's just one of those things. You'll find out what you can't stop, and you'll do it the rest of the game.
Yeah. Now, is the strength of your offense the passing game?
Yes, it is. It definitely is the passing game. We, unfortunately, just the kind of year we've been given this year, we lost all our speed and all our running backs this year already due to either injury or dismissal from the team. So our backfield speed and elusiveness is not there anymore. So we've had to kind of hone into a different direction.
Okay, Coach. Well, thanks for chatting with us today on the Bailey Enterprises pregame show, and we look forward to seeing the game here in just a few minutes.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
With us now on the Bailey pregame show is Lander coach John Scott. And, Coach, it's always nice to get a win over a rival, isn't it?
You know, a win feels good, and then it just puts that little extra on it when it is that rival game and seems to be so much, you know, kind of hanging on that. So you bet it was a good way to kind of get out of that little 4-game slump we had.
Yeah, and of course you've won 4 now in a row against Riverton. You haven't lost to them yet.
Well, you know, I mean, it's one of those things that whether it's the cycle of kids or, you know, kind of where we just seem to have some emotion and a couple things go our way, you know, in those 4 games. And you know, I think for the most part, you know, that's always one of the most well-played games by both teams when they're going against each other. And it really has. It's come down to a set number of plays that have kind of made the difference over those 4 years, and I'm just fortunate that it went our way.
That pass from Brennan Stauffenberg to Tisso Gwina in the back of the end zone near the end of the first half was a thing of beauty.
You know, he just really nailed that. And, you know, a lot of teams kind of sit on our little, you know, Z tunnel screen coming in with Gabe. He's been very effective with it. You know, they had done a great job defending it and jumped it, and it was really a ball that either Brennan's going to drop it right in the pocket or he's going to put it, be able to put it, you know, outside the end zone. And because we knew, you know, time-wise what we had, that, you know what, we're going to bank on that we can come out of here with at least 3, but let's take one shot to the end zone, and he just dropped it in there really nice.
Well, that really was the momentum builder going into the second half, wasn't it?
You know, it did. It gave our locker room something that, again, we hadn't heard in a couple of weeks. And you know, your strategy at halftime is always, you know, what do we need to change up? What do we got to find ourselves doing? What adjustments do we have to make? And we just really wanted to try to bring that momentum back out on the field with us. We knew we'd be on defense first, and if we could, you know, get a short field or create something, you know, that's what we were hoping to do. But to Riverton's credit, they took a 15-play drive themselves and went down and got the emotion back on their side, going basically late in the third quarter, going in the fourth quarter.
But your defense held.
Again, yep, we found a way, you know, kind of that bend but don't break, and we did. We were able to, you know, to hold that drive after that, and then kind of got into using up some clock ourselves and getting our run game kind of on track.
Now tonight, Coach, you're facing a team that hasn't had a lot of luck in a lot of years. They've had 2 winning seasons in the last 30 years, and the last winning season they had was a long time ago. But they do have some excellent players. Their defensive player, Blaine Coleman, is the top defensive player in the state. Do you have anything special planned for Rollins?
Well, you know, Yeah, we've kind of said, going into last Friday's game, how important these 3 games and the 3-game schedule are, and that we have to just come out irregardless ready to play. 'Cause I really think, the last 3 games, teams on our schedule, we by no means are we, on paper, whatnot, far superior to any of them. We just kind of figured that we'd have to make our own way, but they're against teams that could be very comparable to us in a lot of ways, just simply our numbers, our age, a lot of different things that put us into situations where, yep, they're games that you'd like to think you can compete in, and they're winnable. But I think, on the other hand, there's the opponents saying the same thing, looking our way. For Rollins, it's a, they had a taste of not being able to play last week. I think that kind of resonates with you, that you don't get many opportunities, and it can go a long ways in last home game, recognizing their seniors, a lot of things that can get them going, and that's what it did 2 years ago. We really had to. It wasn't a game till it was kind of decided, in the fourth quarter, and they can strike. They just really have nothing to lose, and a win puts them kind of back into the thick of things with 1 to go.
Any injuries to speak of, Coach?
Well, we're battling a few things. We are a little early to tell right now. We're hoping that a couple of these, might be able to see some game time, with us a little bit. Matisse Weaver, exited the game last week again, where he's just battling an assortment of just bumps and bruises from playing that inside linebacker as well as that running back position, that he's been packing the ball. But we gave Jace LeClaire quite a few more reps this week, as well as Jack Pasquinelli, to just kind of ease the load. And so Matisse, will be kind of a game time decision for us, whether or not we'll be able to use him in the kicking game or if at all. And then Frank Armejo is getting closer and closer to, being full speed from his ankle injury of a couple of weeks ago. And then everybody else is just putting some tape on it and taping it up, and they'll be out there.
They're tigering it up.
That's exactly it.
Okay, Coach John Scott, thank you for joining us for the Bailey Enterprises pregame show here, and our football game will begin in just a few minutes.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
I'm Bo Clark, coach of the University of Wyoming rodeo team, reminding you that putting on a seatbelt doesn't take 8 seconds and it can save your life.
Go folks, buckle up!
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just about ready to go, and let's turn it over to Josh Henninger for a look at our Sutherland's Home Improvement Center starting lineups.
All right, going into this game, the Rollins Outlaws are 0-6, and like Coach was talking about, they do have some injuries and some players that were left off the team, so we're only able to get a partial starting lineup. There is one player that was not able to be named. So starting at quarterback, we have Canyon Green, number 7, he's a senior. And we have wide receivers Damon Archuleta, senior. Senior Jay Smith at wide receiver. And senior Eli Kern at wide receiver. And Charlie Fonseca, number 22, he's a sophomore. He'll be starting as another receiver. I'm assuming one of those guys will be a tailback. On the offensive line, we have senior Eric Martinez, junior Josh Smith, and senior J.C. Ice. And missing one more, either lineman or a tight end. On the last starter is going to be Braden Fritz, tight end junior for Rollins. As looks like we're getting ready to get this game kicked off between the Outlaws and the Tigers.
And lining up for the kickoff, Rollins won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. The kicker is Eli Kern, a senior. He also plays wide receiver. And the wind is blowing the football off of the tee there, so they might have to have someone hold it. So he'll be kicking to, as they put the burn on the R back there, we've got Tisso Gwynna takes it at the 8-yard line. He moves to his left-hand side up to the 20, 25, 30, 35-yard line, and that's where he's finally down there as the big R is on fire on here in the side of the stadium. Fire department is there to put it out right now, but we have a nice R that's flaming out there in the backfield. So the Tigers come out. They will not have Matisse Weaver dressed tonight. As you heard Coach say, he's been banged up pretty good and will not be playing. So we have Stauffenberg, the quarterback, will start the game in the gun, I believe. Waiting for him to line up. Getting last-second instructions from Coach John Scott. Well, they forgot to bring the game ball out, or the game ball in. Okay, so we have Stauffenberg under center. One man in the slot, 2 men split out wide to the left side. Handoff is going to go to Jace LeClaire. LeClaire has the ball across the 40, and he'll power his way to about the 42-yard line. So for LeClaire, that is a pretty good start for the game. The Lander Tigers started at the 36. They're now at the 42, and that is a 6-yard gain for LeClaire on the first play of the game for the Tigers. They're in the eye now, under center. Whistle, and we have a false start apparently against the Tigers. So that'll be the first penalty of the game, Josh.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be another one of those games where the Tigers are able to drive down like they did against Riverton last week. Had a couple opportunities in the red zone where they bit themselves in the foot. Did the same thing against Evanston. Hopefully they'll be able to clean it up this week.
Okay, under center. Handoff goes straight ahead. Couple of yards on the play, and it looks like it's LeClaire again for the Tigers, and he moves the ball up to the 44-yard line. So that'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be third down. Well, after the penalty, I forgot to put the penalty in there. So it's third down and about 6. There's the handoff. No, fake handoff. Pass downfield is caught at the 35-yard line, and that is going to be Harris. Harris with the catch. First down for the Tigers, a big, nice throw, and Harris gets the catch. So we move from the 42 across the 50-yard line. And I want to remind you on that last play, the Lander Tigers did cross the 50-yard line, and AARP Wyoming wants to remind you good things happen after 50. To see what's going on for folks over 50 in Wyoming, check out AARP's Facebook page. And the Tigers have it at the 37-yard line on that last big pass play. Under center still is Stauffenberg, one man in the backfield. Now he's changing the play. Back under center again. And the handoff goes to the near side, and it's LeClaire again, and he goes right straight up the gut, probably for 2 yards to the 35-yard line.
That defensive front for the Outlaws is getting a good push there against the offensive line against the Tigers. They're stuffing the middle with their big guys on the line, and edge rushes are coming in as well.
All right, there we go. Here's the handoff on the near side. LeClaire has it again. He breaks one tackle, breaks another. He's close to the first down at about the 27-yard line. That is the yard to gain, so we'll see what the officials say here. They're giving a good eye to it, and they're going to say first down Tigers. So that was a nice run that time by LeClaire. Goes down to the 28-yard line, a 7-yard gain as LeClaire is taking on the running duties here for the Tigers. And the officials stop the play while the chain gang gets in place. Hash mark near side, single receivers wide on each side. In the offset eye, there's the handoff to LeClaire again on the left-hand sweep, jet sweep. He gets one tackle off and inside the 20-yard line down to about the 19. We'll see where the officials officially spot the ball. It's going to be at the 18-yard line. So that's a nice 5-yard gain by LeClaire. He's handled the ball on each occasion here, except for that 25-yard pass to Harris. So now hash mark, far side, same formation, in the eye, under center, handoff, goes straight up the middle, carrying it again is LeClaire. LeClaire across the 15-yard line, and that's going to be another first down for the Tigers. That's their second first down, and they're just punching it down the field, Josh.
They're doing a good job on that. Their first down carries are doing a good job. What they say is staying ahead of the sticks. What you want to do is trying to get at least a 4 or 5 yard gain on first down to make it second and third and manageable. They're doing that just right against this Outlaw defense.
And there's another carry straight up the middle of the gut. That's going to be good for about 5 yards as Jace LeClaire continues to handle the ball in the absence of Matisse Weaver. And they're going to give him 3 yards on the carry. So he now has carried 7 times for 30 yards on Lander's first possession.
And Tigers looking to go back-to-back weeks where they score on their opening position, where the previous games in the season, it was a 3 and out pretty much every time on their first possession.
In the gun now, and Stauffenberg takes off and gets a little bit of yardage, maybe down close to the 12. On that, Rollins had that one read well.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to do maybe a read option there. Stauffenberg had the option to either keep it or pitch it to Weaver there in the backfield. He saw that the lineman was staying outside, so he kept it himself. That's his read to decide whether to pitch or to keep it. Lineman stays outside, keep it yourself, and go up the middle.
Okay, in the gun again is Stauffenberg, hash mark far side. Now he moves under center. One man in the backfield is the tailback. Back to pass in the end zone, and it's knocked away. And that pass was intended for Kovapalo, but good defense that time. The defender got there just as the ball did.
Yeah, it looked like he may have got there just a smidge early, but it was a bang-bang play. Stauffenberg put it where it needed to go. But unfortunately for the Tiger receiver, the ball met his hands the same time that the defensive back's hands hit the ball.
So the Tigers, will they go for a field goal here, or are they going to go 4th down and 4 yards to go? And it's at the 10, at the 8. And Lander calls timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
Hash mark far side, 4th down. The Tigers need 4 yards for the line to gain and get another first down. In the gun is Stauffenberg. Rolls to his right side, throws in the end zone, and it's incomplete. And Rollins will take over on downs as the Tigers tried to hit, looks like Kovapalo in the end zone, Josh, and it was just out of his reach.
Yeah, I think Stauffenberg was looking at the end zone trying to score on that one. When he rolled out to his right, it looked like he had more than enough room to have the line to gain, to at least get the first down. That's one of those you got to remember where you're at, just self-awareness and situational awareness to know that you can still get a first down without getting a touchdown in that situation.
And so now Rollins will have the ball, first down, 10 yards to go. Their quarterback is in the gun, and that's Canyon Green. He's a senior. He's got twins to the right, one receiver to the left, backs into the end zone. He's being chased, runs to his left side, throws downfield, knocked away by the Tigers. And knocking that ball away that time was Tisogwina.
Tisogwina got out there on the good coverage. Had they been able to get a little bit more of a push from their front 4, it would have been a coverage sack pretty easily. And with Green spending so much time in the end zone, it almost would have been a deuce put up for the Tigers with the safety if they were able to bring him down.
So Green brings his team back up to the line, and we had a holding call against Rollins that I just noticed.
That would explain why they couldn't get to him for so long.
That's why they couldn't get to him for so long. So it's half the distance to the goal, and so the penalty moves the ball to the 3-yard line. And on the penalty, they now have first and about 14 to go. It should be first and 13, but it was half the distance. Okay, Green is in the end zone, in the gun, lifts his leg, decides to run the ball. He is caught, and it's going to be a safety for the Tigers. Or did he make it back? It is a safety for Lander as Green is caught in the end zone, and the Tigers are on the board.
You know, I think you mentioned something about it earlier, Ernie, before we got on air, that Rollins had like negative 11 rushing yards was their best output on the ground, or something like that. And, not a good start for the Outlaws. They couldn't get anywhere. We talked about how the Tigers were putting pressure on them where if they were able to get them for the sack and the safety last time. Well, with that holding call, it prevented them from doing just that on this play. Good edge rushes, and the tackles got through there as well. I don't know. It looks like the Tigers might have the edge defensively against the Outlaws.
Yeah, only 11 yards, negative 11 yards in the season so far. That's their per-game average. As Coach earlier indicated that he'd lost most of his backfield to injury and disqualification from the team. So now the Outlaws will be forced to kick it from their own 20-yard line. Gwynna is deep for the Tigers, and he's back about the 25-yard line. And kicking it off is Eli Kern, a senior. He's also a wide receiver, but they've got a person holding the ball because it's pretty windy here tonight. Tigers had to jump over a big snow berm to get onto the field. They had to scrape the field yesterday. Here's the kick, And it goes down and is covered really nicely that time by the Tigers' Gabe Harris. And Harris doesn't get much yardage. Good defensive pursuit on that kick, Josh.
Yeah, one of the things you'll notice, too, that's different in high school than in the college or professional ranks, when you have a safety and a free kick, in high school you are allowed to have a tee and a holder, just like a regular kickoff, whereas in college and professional, it will be more like a punt from the 20-yard line. Everybody will be lined up like a kickoff, but it will actually be booted by the kicker like it's a punt. But in high school, they do allow you to do it like a kickoff, but it is marked back about 15 yards. So Tigers looking to start on the Rollins side of the 50 as they try and drive down the field and get another score on the board.
Hash mark near side, football at the Rollins 42-yard line. After the kick, there's the handoff, and it goes straight up the middle to Larvey. Larvey gains about 5 yards on the play, down to about the 37-yard line. We're going to give him the 37 and 5 yards on the play.
This is looking like Tigers of old from last year. Last year there's a lot of run and gun, ground and pound, not a whole lot of air attack. Maybe that's something that Tigers see that, this defense doesn't have a lot of practice against the run, so they won't be able to defend it.
Twins on the left, back to pass Stauffenberg. Long pass down court is caught by Kovaparo. He's at the goal line. Touchdown, Lander. Kovaparo on the nice 37-yard pass from Stauffenberg.
Not bad. 2-play drive, big pass, 37-yard touchdown, Kovaparo. It looked like the Outlaws were in man-to-man coverage. Kovaparo just went up the seam as a in-slot receiver. Straight up the gut, Stauffenberg put a nice bit of touch on it to where it went over the second-level defenders right into Koivupalu's pocket. Brings it in, carries the defender with him 3 yards to put it into pay dirt.
Okay, and it'll be Stauffenberg to attempt the extra point. There's the kick. It's up. It's long enough, and it is wide to the left. Not good. But the score goes Lander 8, Rollins nothing.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Deep back now for the Rollins Outlaws is Charlie Fonseca, wearing number 22. He's a sophomore returner. And the Tigers will be kicking off. It'll be Stauffenberg to make the kick from the 40-yard line. And the Rollins Outlaws are moving up now. Fonseca is down about the 10. There's the kick. It's a high end-over-ender kick. Fonseca gets it at the 22-yard line. Makes a cut to his left and nothing doing. Tigers are right there to stop the run.
Good job on making sure they knew who had the ball, as that one was pooched up in the air a little bit, holding them to a 10-yard return. Sometimes with that, what your mentality and what you're trying to do is kick it high up in the air to give your guys a chance, give your gunners a chance to run down there and cover, so they make it to where they have a lot shorter return.
Okay, here we go. 1st and 10 Rollins at their own 32-yard line. In the gun, Green hands it off on the near side. Running with the football is Johnson. Johnson gets caught behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss on the play. And the Tigers were right there. They read that jet sweep off to the right side. Lost to the 30.
Yeah, it did a good job. They saw the counter coming, trying to bounce it outside. Koivupalu came off his edge rush position, was able to get around the man who's trying to set the edge and meet the running back in the backfield. Another tackle for loss for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Trips to the left-hand side. There's the motion. Green has the pass, and it's dropped. Dropped at the 35-yard line. Intended receiver that time. Now I'm going to put the glasses on it. These numbers are really hard to read. They're red on black. I think that was 80. That was Brandon Fritz. So it's incomplete. 2 passes thrown, 2 incompletions. And so far, -6 yards on the ground for the Rollins Outlaws. Getting a little bit of instruction now from the head coach. Twin receivers on the left, 1 receiver on the right side. 1 man alongside Green in the backfield. Long count. Now they switch sides. 1 man in motion. There's the handoff. Back to pass, and a flag is called on Green, and it's against Rollins.
Delay of game looked like.
And that is going to be the 2nd penalty against the Rollins Outlaws. They had 1 that was good for 4 yards. Now here's 1 for 5 and 9 yards in penalties, and they move the ball back to the 25-yard line on the penalty. And we have 5 minutes, 31 seconds to go. First period, Lander leading on our Tiger scoreboard, 8-0. On a touchdown and a safety and a missed PAT attempt. In the gun now, same formation. Twins to the left side. 2 men in the backfield. There's the handoff. No, fake. Back to pass is Green. Long pass downfield, and it is incomplete. Intended way downfield in Tiger territory, and I believe that was 22. Yeah, that was 22 who tried to get that, Charlie Fonseca. So it stays at the 25-yard line. And now Green is 0 for 3 in the passing department, and it's 4th down.
Green trying to fit that one in there in a triple coverage. It looked like he may have had his man. Tigers did a good job of just coming up and meeting him at the same time. The ball came out, forcing the punt.
Eli Kern back to punt from about the 12-yard line. There's the kick. It's a real high sidewinder, goes out of bounds. This one isn't going to go very far, as the officials are now placing the ball on the far side. They're across midfield, and it'll be at the 44-yard line. So the Lander Tigers take over at the Rollins 44-yard line, and that's going to be a 19-yard punt.
Not a very good boot there for the Outlaws. Looks like it may have gone off the side of his foot. And unfortunately, with that stars and stripes blowing straight in that same direction that the ball went, going from, let's see, what is that, straight ahead of us.
Yeah, so it's coming out of the south.
Yeah.
Okay, Stauffenberg in the gun. Handoff goes to LeClaire. LeClaire's got some running room, about 7 yards, straight up the gut, Josh.
LeClaire did a good job. He had his up man in front of him as the Tigers had a modified wishbone there in the shotgun. His up man, who was modified fullback, made the hole for him. Green went in with a burst of speed. Again, doing what you want to do with the run on first down. Stay ahead of the sticks. Get 4 to 5 yards. Make it 2nd and manageable and 3rd and short. It'll be 2nd and about 3 for the Tigers.
And Stauffenberg now under center in the I formation. Handoff again goes to LeClaire. He gets into some traffic this time, Josh, and comes down for maybe no gain.
Yeah, it looks like the offensive lineman, Cabrialis there for the Tigers, was beat to the punch. It looked like the man he was covering was able to push him back, able to get in LeClaire's way and kind of hold him in his tracks. The rest of the team came up and brought him down for no gain.
Big 3rd down play. Stauffenberg in the gun. Two players in the backfield. Here's a pass, and it's dropped. Oh, that could have been 6 for Rollins, but they dropped the pass, and that was 42, Hunter Noakes, that had it in his hand and dropped it. So it's 4th down for the Tigers.
Hunter Noakes did a good job there coming off the far side edge. He noticed Stauffenberg was trying to throw it out to the flat to his running back. And then, using his keys, saw that the linemen were all going to the left, so he knew it was going to be a screen set up that way. He knew he couldn't get to the quarterback, so what's the next best thing they tell you to do? Stick your hands up. Get in the way of that passing lane. That's exactly what he did.
2 passes for 62 yards for Stauffenberg. He's under center. Here's the pitch out to LeClaire, and he's got the first down. He crosses the 30-yard line down to the 29, and it'll be a first down for the Tigers. Nice gain on the play of 5 yards for LeClaire.
Yeah, nice job by LeClaire picking up that one. Looked like it's a gain about 7. On fourth down, no less. 4th and 3, 4th and 4. Able to get the line to gain just on the outside pitch, using that fully loaded backfield, using your men in front of you to figure out and make your holes in your running lanes. Doing what he needed to do. He was patient. He didn't cut back too soon. Was able to get around the perimeter and get a first down.
Okay, we've got a full house look in the backfield. There's the handoff to LeClaire. Met at the line of scrimmage, but he powers his way down to about the 32-yard line. And that'll be a gain of, or not the 32, the 28-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 2 yards on the play. So LeClaire is picking up the yardage. He has 44 yards on 11 carries unofficially. Tigers have second down. 8 to go. Some personnel changes now for the Tigers.
Yeah, they went with that big tight end, double tight end set last time. Looks like they're going more for the spread as you got 3 receivers spread out wide.
In the gun now. Stauffenberg gets the pass, or gets the snap. He takes off sacked in the backfield at the 32-yard line. Well, the Tigers lost protection that time.
Yeah, it looked like it was either, looked like that maybe it was Hunter Smith-Velarde that was there in the backfield. No, 35, not 25. Okay, so Zach Larvey. Zach Larvey was set outside to pick up the chip block from the edge rusher. He missed it. Rusher was able to do a swim move and get into Stauffenberg, which it was something that you hope doesn't happen a lot because Stauffenberg has taken quite a lot of hits this year.
Third down, 12 yards to go. Back to pass. Takes a 3-step drop. Passes downfield. It's short. Bounces on the ground at the 25. And that was intended for Kovapalo.
Man, that may have been a late hit on Stauffenberg. He took a shot well after he released the ball. A little bit slow to get up. As I was talking about, he's taking some hits, and when it's this cold and windy outside, the last thing you want is to get hit hard because it makes that intensity even higher. Tigers are getting being a little bit of a predicament here, not having their kicker with a crosswind. Looking, you might see Stauffenberg go for the little pooch punt, maybe try and angle it.
Rollins has no one back, Josh. He's in the gun. The Tigers are going to go for it. 4th and 12, it appears. And now we have a timeout called. And it's Lander takes their second timeout.
In the first quarter.
Of the game, yeah. So timeout Tigers, they lead 8-0. And we have 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go, first period.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from...
Stauffenberg is back in the gun. No one back for Rollins. It appears the Tigers are going for it on 4th and 12. From the Rollins 32. Stauffenberg rolls to his left. Long pass downfield is caught by Tissot Gwena. No, he dropped it. Oh, Gwena had it at the 10-yard line, then it squirted away when he hit the ground. And it'll be Rollins, first down and 10 from the 32-yard line.
So, unfortunately for the Tigers, it's either score or turnover on downs, looks like. They got a pattern going on. First one was turnover on downs. They got the safety. The next time they had the ball on offensive possession, it was a touchdown. And this time again, there's a turnover on down. So it's, I don't know, feast or famine for the Tiger offense so far.
Okay, Green comes out. He's all alone in the backfield. Twin receivers on each side. Football in the center of the field. Raises his leg. Now he goes back to pass. Rolls to his right. Pass downfield is knocked away. Incomplete. Intended that time. It looked like it was Fonseca, the sophomore, that it was intended for. A lot of Tigers, though. He threw into triple coverage.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Fonseca is his favorite target. And one thing they always tell you from Pee Wee all the way up to the pros is never throw back across your body. That's exactly what he did. And like you said, Ernie, triple coverage. He's lucky he didn't get that picked.
Two receivers on the left, one on the right, one man in the backfield for Green. Second down, 10 to go from the 32. And the pass, or the hike is well over his head, and it's going to be covered down at the 24-yard line. That'll be a loss on the play of 8 yards. Holy cow.
There's some more negative rushing yards for the tailback. Unfortunately, he was the only one in the area to recover it. Green didn't see where it went after it went off his hands, so that'll make it 3rd and 17 for the Outlaws.
Okay, Green has one man in the backfield, receivers on each side, football in the middle of the field here, and the lights are beginning to take effect, and now we have a timeout on the field. Timeout Rollins, minute 19 to go, first period 8-0, Lander.
Post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Tyler Watson State Farm is a proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics. They believe youth sports are the gateway to future skills that help our kids succeed in life. Teamwork, leadership, time management, and how to perform under pressure can all be learned.
Green back in the gun has one man alongside him there, the tailback. Twin receivers, now man in motion, fakes the handoff. Passes on the near side. It's caught. And, I thought that was a flag, but it was a piece of debris flying, and that was Brandon Fritz who caught the pass. So that's the first completion by Green, and it goes just for a short yardage. It went from the 24 to the 27. So that was a 3-yard pass by Green, and Fritz gets the call. Okay, here's the punt now. Coming up from Eli Kern. He's back at his 15-yard line. Gwynna back at the 40. Oh, there's another bad snap. There's the kick. He gets it off. Gwynna's going to call for a fair catch, and he does at the 33-yard line. So that's where the Lander Tigers will take over. First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
37,
leading with 32 seconds to go. Too many 30s out there right now. All right, it's at the 37. Lights have taken effect here at Outlaw Stadium. It's a cold, chilly night. Game time temperature was 27. And as you can see on the sides of the field, they had to scrape the shovel the snow off the field yesterday. And there's still quite a few snowbanks on either side of the field. Okay, the Tigers come out. Harrison Gwynno's off to the left side. There's the pitch. Goes to LeClaire. LeClaire's got some room on the far side. He's going to gain about 5-6 yards before finally being run out of bounds. So another carry for LeClaire.
Yeah, it looks like the Tigers had a pretty good game plan. They may have accounted for the wind, or it may have been the game plan all week, knowing that Rollins has a very lackluster rushing offense. They know they don't have a lot to go in practice-wise, so maybe thinking that they would be able to have success on the offensive side of the ball on the ground. That's going to be the last play of the first quarter at the end of one on your Tiger scoreboard. Tigers lead the Outlaws 8-0.
Jim. Good luck to each and every one of the student athletes in Fremont County from the team at Tyler Watson State Farm. 618 Washington Avenue in Riverton. Call 856-4118 or visit insuringriverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are going up all over. Food prices, fuel prices, tires, oils, you name it. But there's one thing that hasn't gone up. WRTA bus lines will still get you where you need to go in Fremont County for the same low price they've always had. Just $1 one way. How can you beat that? See WRTAbuslines.com for the new fall route schedule. Save hundreds of dollars every month and use the WRTA to travel to and from the Riverton Airport. See WRTAbuslines.com for details. And remember, don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelts, and keep all four wheels on the road.
All four wheels on the ground. Okay, the Tigers come out. They have a third down or a second down now and about 5 yards to go. Football on the hash mark on the near side at the 42-yard line. Tigers come out. Receivers on each side. They're in the eye. There's the handoff to LeClaire, and he gets met at the line of scrimmage, and very little gain, maybe a yard.
That was a good stick there by the middle linebacker of the Outlaws. He came in from that secondary wave of defenders, filled the gap, and met LeClaire right there and did not move. That was a good form tackle there by the Rollins defender.
Third down, 4 yards to go. In the gun is Stauffenberg. And there's a bad snap. He picks it up and is tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. Big loss. Well, you know, it's cold out there, and we've had the two bad snaps by Rollins, and now here's the first one by Lander. And the ball goes all the way back to the 34-yard line. That's a loss of 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the wind or the cold or a mixture of both, but one thing I want to see Stauffenberg do that time, instead of trying to pick it up and run with it and have an opportunity to lose it again, just go down and cover it, give your punter a chance to kick it downfield and flip field position.
And Stauffenberg will be punting in the absence of Matisse Weaver. He's back at the 20-yard line. And now here's the snap. It's a good one. There is the kick. High end-over-ender, and it's going to go down and dropped at the 32-yard line, but the runner gets away, comes back, and he's going to be down about the 39-yard line. And running the football that time was the kicker for Rollins, Eli Kern. So Kern gets about 15 yards on the return.
So Jace LeClaire and Gabe Harris, the last two to come up out of the pile on the tackle for the Tigers. Good job of getting in there and not over-pursuing with the fumble and still sticking in their lanes to keep them to a return of less than 10 yards.
So here come the Rollins Outlaws now. 1st and 10. They're at their own 40-yard line. Twin receivers to the right side. One receiver here to the left, one man in the backfield. There's the snap, and the handoff is going to go straight up, nothing doing there that time. Josh, the Tigers had that one really defended as they got great penetration.
Yeah, Frank Armejo is in there for the Tigers, as well as Coiva Paulo coming from the far side edge rush. Came in, just swarmed the tailback. And you can tell that the Tiger defensive line is definitely winning the battle inside the trenches, forcing those Outlaw offensive linemen backwards.
Just a 1-yard gain for Johnson. He's in the backfield with Green. One man in motion. There's the handoff, and it goes to the man who's been kicking the ball a lot today, Eli Kern, and Kern churns it up ahead for maybe 2 yards to the 40. Oh, they're going to give him the 44-yard line. We'll give him 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like the Tigers bit on that one. They were going off of what happened in the past, previous times when they sent the receiver in motion for that jet sweep, the quarterback always kept it and threw it downfield. So they went following the quarterback when this time he did hand it off for the jet sweep.
Okay, in the backfield is Johnson with the quarterback Green. Now Johnson's in motion. Green back to pass. He launches a long one downfield, and it's intercepted by Tissot Gwena at the 28-yard line. Tissot Gwena gets the interception for the Tigers and returns it back to the 30. It'll be a 2-yard interception return for Tissot Gwena.
Yeah, Green threw that one straight up in the air, and he threw it into the wind, so that one kind of just died. It went straight up. Gwena saw it. He was running or keyed on the quarterback's eyes the whole time, so he was able to just go in for it, high point the ball. Basically went straight into his hands. Good interception.
Do we have a penalty on the play?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it. Well, I thought the official might have. The Rollins coach was all the way out at the 50-yard line, yakking at the umpire, but there's no flag on the play. The Tigers have it at their own 30-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Second period, 8:59 to go here until halftime. In the gun is Stauffenberg. Larvey is to his right. Gwena now in motion. And he drops the snap, fires it over to Gwena. Gwena's got some running room. He's got a first down. He's across the 40 up to about the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Tigers.
Good recovery there for Stauffenberg after dropping the snap. Luckily he had enough time to still swing that ball out in the flat to Gwena, who is set up for the wide receiver screen. Had a good wall of blockers ahead of him. Good first down play. Tigers looking to try and put some more points on the board here in the second quarter.
Twin receivers off to the left side, one on the right side in the gun. Stauffenberg, there's the handoff, goes on the near side. A little bit of running room. Is that Zach Larvey? He's down to the 35-yard line. Zach Larvey with the carry. Another first down for the Tigers.
Tigers are moving it well, both in the air and on the ground as they take it past midfield into Outlaw territory. Once again, 1st and 10 from the Outlaw 45.
Okay, that's going to be a nice pass. 12 yards on the plane to Larvey. Now there's Larvey again. He's across the 40 down to the 37, 38-yard line. Nice big carry by the fullback, and it's going to go for 6 yards on the play. Larvey now has 14 carries for 57 yards. Coming up to the line of scrimmage, football smack dab in the middle of the field. We're at 8 minutes to go here in the first half of play, and Lander leads 8-0. In the gun, there's the handoff to LeClaire. LeClaire finds his way, fumbles the football. It's picked up by Rollins. It's a turnover for the Tigers. Picking up the football as it squirted out of Larvey's hand was, let's see, who is that? That is number 11. That's going to be Chris Johnson, picks up the fumble, and Rollins gets a turnover from Lander, and they're going to have the ball at their own 39-yard line. Well, that was just a hard-running play, and someone punched the ball out.
Turnovers on back-to-back possessions. First, the interception thrown by Green from the Outlaws, and now the fumble coughed up by Larvey for the Tigers. Yeah, it was good form tackle, wrapped around them, punched the ball out from behind. Outlaws have it 1st and 10 at the 40.
Okay, here's Green in the gun. Full house look in the backfield. There's the handoff, and it's fumbled. And be a big loss on the play, back to the 36, 37-yard line on the play. The handoff did not go as planned. And carrying it that time, well, let's see, I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Johnson, number 11. Johnson carried it, so he gets the loss on the play. And that goes, they're going to mark it at the 36-yard line. So that was at the 39, loss of 3 on the play by Johnson. And he now has negative 5 yards. Ball's at the 36. Back to pass. Green, under pressure, just heaves it up in the air, and it is incomplete. Boy, good pressure that time by the Tigers, Josh.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure where that one went. I thought that he was running with it and lost track of the ball. Yeah, it looked like he just heaved up another prayer again for like third or fourth time in this game.
And that was Cody Cunningham that put on the big rush. So it's incomplete, and it's third down. And they need about 13 to go. Football is back down at the 36-yard line. Green takes the snap, looks to throw. A screen pass is caught for about 6 yards up across the 40-yard line to about the 42. And that is Johnson who makes it. I'm sorry, it wasn't Johnson. That was 12, Eli Kern. So it's up to the 42-yard line, a 6-yard gain. Only the second pass completion tonight by Green. And it's fourth down. They need 8 yards, and they're going to punt it away. Gwinna goes deep back to the 25-yard line. Kern will kick it away. There's the good snap and the kick. It's a wobbler, and it is going to be downed. Gwinna did not go after it. It's downed at the 24-yard line. So a nice punt, and the Tigers will take over. That was a close one. I thought Gwinna might have tried to catch that one on the bounce.
I wasn't sure if he touched it or not. I was trying to look and see. I could tell by his reaction, seeing how he didn't go after it, that either he was doing a really good sell job or he didn't touch it.
So the Tigers have it, 1st and 10. They lead 8-0 on our Tiger scoreboard. They had a safety and a big touchdown pass to Cove-Apollo earlier in the I formation, now under center. Handoff goes to the second man through, and that's LeClaire, and he's up to the 26-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play by LeClaire.
The wind's still blowing across field. We've got just under 6 minutes left here in the first half. Tigers have done a good job at handling the time of possession and being able to put the only points on the board both defensively and offensively.
Of course, this is homecoming and also senior night for Rollins. There's the pitch to LeClaire. LeClaire has found some room on the far side on a jet sweep across the 30 to the 32-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 6 yards, and it'll be third down and about 3.
That trio of Rollins defenders there on the near side did a good job of just extending the play and moving it horizontally to the perimeter, eliminating any sort of cutbacks and not letting LeClaire fully get the edge there and scoot around the perimeter. So it'll make it a 3rd and a long 2. We'll call it short 3 there for the Tigers.
Okay, here's the play on the near hash mark, and the quarterback falls down. Stauffenberg slipped on the grass at the 30-yard line, and he falls down. It's going to be 4th down, no gain on the play. They're going to say no. He's right there at the 32. So interesting decision here for the Tigers. It looks like they are going to kick it away. Yeah, Stauffenberg made the cut and just slipped on the play. He had a little bit of an opening there, too, but that closed in a hurry when he slipped. So he's back to punt now and going deep for Rollins is 72. And I don't have a 72. Oh, yeah, it's Owen Lott. Owen Lott is deep for the Rollins Outlaws. There's the snap, and it's fumbled, and there's a bad kick off the side of his foot. It's going to get a land or bounce, though. It's all the way down to the 35, out of bounds. You know, it must be the cold weather out there, Josh, because we've had a lot of fumbled snaps, and this one, fortunately, Stauffenberg was able to get it away.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something with the ball being cold, with the mixture of maybe the gloves are getting a little bit iced over. With the slip there by Stauffenberg, there might be a little bit of condensation on the field. Now that it's cold enough, starting to turn a little bit icy. I don't know, but yeah, there's been a lot of bad snaps this game.
43-yard line in their own territory. Green has one man in motion. Here's the handoff. It goes to him. And cutting around the right-hand side, he breaks one tackle, breaks another. He's got a first down, and a flag comes down in the play. Flag at the 45 on the carry that time by Damian Archuleta. But this one's coming back. Looks like there's two flags down there, and it's a holding penalty against Rollins. So Rollins is picking up, this is going to be their third penalty. This is going to be the biggest one, though. This is a 10-yarder. They've had 19 yards in 3 penalties, and so this is going to move them all the way back from the 43-yard line, from the point of the infraction down to the 35. So it's a 10-yard penalty. And now it's first down and 20.
Big break for the Tigers there defensively because they almost look confused as to who had the ball.
Trips on the left side. Now one man moves over in the slot. Gunn all alone in the gun. Or Green all alone in the gun. Rolls back to pass. Launches one way downfield. There's no one there because it's 5 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, luckily for him, he was hit at the same time he threw the ball, and I think the hit caused it to go out of bounds instead of a dead duck up in the middle of the air waiting for the center fielder of the Tigers to go out and catch it.
And there was no receiver back there either. So it's now second down, 20 yards to go. Same formation now, Twins on each side. Green all alone in the backfield. There's the snap. He rolls back 3 feet. Now he moves forward. He's caught, but he gets away. Gets away from another one. And he's caught that time by Harris, and that's going to be the end of that run. And it's going to be up to the 40. So that's going to be about a 5-yard gain by the quarterback, Green.
Good job there by Harris, able to hold his water, not over-pursue. He broke down, stayed in front of Green, and was able to bring him down with a good form tackle. Still going to be 3rd and double sticks, about 3rd and 13 for the Outlaws.
Okay, same formation. Twins on either side. One man in the backfield. In the gun is Green. Green's a senior. He also plays defensive back for the Outlaws. There's the snap. Takes 2 steps back. Here's a pass on the near side. It's on the ground. Incomplete. And that was intended for 14. I believe, and number 14 is Jace Smith. So no gain on the play, on the pass play, and they're going to have to punt it away. So coming back in to do the kicking is Eli Kern, and deep back is Gwena at the 40-yard line in his own territory. Here's the snap. It's a good one. There's the kick. It's an end-over-ender, and it goes out of bounds. Gwena just stood there and watched it sail out of bounds, and they're going to say it is at the 43-yard line. So that's where Lander will take over at their own 43, and that is just a 17-yard punt.
Yeah, the Tigers definitely have been winning the field position battle, as they've had a lot of missed kicked punts and an interception that was pretty close to 30-yard line.
Yep.
So they've hopefully, maybe they can take advantage of this and get a score before halftime.
Lander leading 8-0. There's the handoff. No, it's a fake. There's a pass downfield. It is knocked in the air, intercepted at the 45-yard line. Intercepted, and picking up the football that time is Eli Kern. Kern gets the INT, and that will end that drive for the Tigers. And Rollins takes over in their own territory at the 45-yard line. 2:09 to go. Lander leading 8-0 on our Tiger scoreboard. That was a deflected ball that Kern pulled out of the air.
That is exactly why you do the tip drill at practice, for that same scenario.
Trips on the left side, all alone in the backfield. Green back to pass on the near side. It's juggled and out of bounds, incomplete at the 48. and that was intended that time for Kern.
Kern did a good route there on the curl. Only problem is Green saw him too late. He tried to force that pass in there long after his break, where when you have a curl route, what you want to do is get the ball out of your hand at the same time that your receiver makes that break. So when they turn around, the ball's right in their hand. The defender doesn't have time to catch up and pick it off.
Clock stopped at 2:02 to go here in the first half. Again, Twins on the left side, all alone in the backfield is Green. He takes a 3-step drop, launches it downfield. It's intercepted by the Tigers. It's going to be a touchdown for Lander. And it's, let's see, Gabe Harris. Gabe Harris gets the interception and the TD with 1:52 to go.
Looks like it's going to be who can take advantage of the turnovers in this cold and blustery game. Gabe Harris did a good job reading the offensive line, seeing that it was going to be a screen, stuck his hands up, got in the way, and the ball just stuck to his hands. House call. Pick 6 for Gabe Harris. Tigers now have more defensive points than they do offensive points.
Okay, the Tigers lining up here for the extra point attempt. It will be attempted, let's see. No, they're going to go for 2. Stauffenberg is under center. They missed the kick the last time. Here's the pitch to Harris, all alone into the end zone. 2-point conversion for the Tigers, and they now go out on top 14-0. 16, I'm sorry. And we'll be back with more. 1:52 to go. First half.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
Stauffenberg to kick off for the Tigers after that 45-yard INT run by Harris, and the Tigers now up 16-0. Here's the kick. It's a sidewinder, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Rollins will have it at the 20. Nice kick. It was kind of one of those helicopter kicks, you know. It just was spinning side to side.
Was that Stauffenberg that kicked that one off again?
Yeah, Stauffenberg is doing the kicking for the Tigers in the absence of Matisse Weaver, who is out with an injury. He did not dress up for tonight's game.
Well, you know what they say. If you're first you don't succeed, try again.
And he'll be hopefully healthy for next week's game at Buffalo. So here we go. Twin receivers on the right side, one on the left. In the gun is Green. Back to pass again. Here's a long pass downfield. It's caught. Caught by, let's see, that's 80. Brandon Fritz. So Fritz gets the pass, and it goes to the 27-yard. No, they call that incomplete?
No, it was Gabe Harris was really trying to plead his case to the line judge, and they called it incomplete the last second.
Okay, so Green has only completed 2 of 11 passes so far in the game for 9 yards. Twin receivers on each side, one man in the backfield. Green in the gun. And there's a direct snap. Wildcat, nothing doing that time. Cody Let's see, no, that wasn't Cody. That was Ernesto Cabrales. And we have flags after the play.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
Who was talking?
Somebody was doing some chatting there, and we have 2 flags on the play. The sack was down at the 15-yard line. It was a loss of 5 on the play. Now the officials are discussing it, and looks like we'll have a ruling here in just a moment. Actually, there's 2 more flags on the other side. There are 4 flags on the field.
So whatever was done, every single ref saw it.
Okay, we have a personal foul against Rollins. So it's unsportsmanlike against Lander. So they're going to be off and unsportsmanlike against Rollins. So 2 of the penalties offset, but the first one will be in effect. So the personal foul they will mark off, I believe.
It looked like it was a holding and then unsportsmanlike conducts on both sides.
And the walk-off now goes back to the 10-yard line. So the penalty, the first penalty, goes to the 10. Coach John Scott is out asking for an explanation on the unsportsmanlike conduct call. He's not very happy about it. There was a foot stomp. We haven't seen that kind of emotion out of John Scott in a long time, but he goes back to the Lander sideline and the football back to the 10 on the 1 penalty. So that is now the 4th penalty, and that's a 10-yarder. So they have 29 yards in penalties against the Outlaws, and the football goes all the way back to the 10-yard line. And we've got minute 34 until halftime. 2nd down and 20 now for the Rollins Outlaws. In the gun, Green goes back to pass. He's in the end zone. Now he takes off running on the right-hand side, throws, and it's caught. And out of bounds right there at the 20-yard line. Catching the pass that time is Eli Kern. So that's a 10-yard gain on the pass play. And they get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's the 2nd pass reception today by Kern. He has 2 catches for 16 yards, so it'll be a 3rd down now and 10 yards to go at the 20-yard line. Okay, the Tigers shifting defensively now. Kern has Johnson in the backfield. Now he moves in motion. Back to pass is Kern. Big rush on. There's the pass overthrown. Intended that time downfield for Fonseca, and Guena was on defense, and it's 4th down.
Good pressure there by the Tiger up men to force Green to throw it sooner than he wanted to. Again, when he throws out of a sack, he's throwing it right before he's getting hit, where the contact is forcing the ball trajectory to go further up, so it's literally a pop fly dead duck almost every time.
Eli Kern is back deep to punt from the 10-yard line. High end over kick. It bounces, takes a Tiger bounce. Now it rolls ahead. It's going to be down at the 46-yard line inside Rollins territory. So that's where the Lander Tigers will take over. 1st and 10 at the Rollins 46. We've got 60 seconds left to go here. Well, let's see. Are the Tigers going to take a shot?
I'm going to think they need to, because they've only got 1 timeout left. They took 2 of them in the first quarter. You saw Koivapalo go up on a go route in the slot receiver position that they connected for a 37-yard touchdown. They've had good pressure on the offensive line, been able to have a good productive run game, but with only 60 seconds left and 1 timeout, I'm thinking quick throws to the outside, to the perimeter.
Stauffenberg in the gun. Larvey to his right. Double receivers. And Larvey gets the call, and he goes across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Nice run that time. Be an 8-yard carry by Larvey.
Doing a good job there, just setting it up in the spread offense, going on the draw to get the Rollins receivers kind of on their back feet. Good yardage. Tigers in hurry-up offense trying to get another playoff.
Okay, in the gun, Stauffenberg back to pass. Oh, he wanted to hit Larvey on the far side, who was wide open, but the pass was way above him.
Yeah, Larvey was in a good spot there in the flat as a check down man. One of those that you'll look for if your big play downfield isn't available. You'll hit it to the check down man in the flat who can scoot forward for some extra yardage but can also scoot out of bounds with relative ease to stop the clock. Luckily, that one, even though it was overthrown, it was incomplete. Stopped the clock with 29 seconds left.
Third down, the Tigers need 2 to the line to gain, but they only have 1 timeout left. There's the handoff, and it's going to go to Larvey. He gets nowhere. Good defensive pressure that time by the Rollins Outlaws, and Larvey doesn't manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Clock management is not going very well for the Tigers. It looks like they'll get one more play.
Okay, here's the pass. Long pass in the end zone. Up, and it's incomplete. Yeah, that was just knocked away at the last minute, and that was intended for Harris. Kovapala was also back there for the Tigers. But that is the end of the first half of play. And after 1 half of play, it is Lander 16, Rollins 0.
Hi, I'm Mama. Welcome to my kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen in Lander is ready to wow you with their home-style fixins. Visit the coffee corner and don't forget to try Mama's biscuits, made just the way her Mama made them. And the Mama before that. With local and specialty ingredients making up their cuisine, it'll be the place you can't get enough of.
And just simple, tastes good, delicious, get me all ready for the day.
Down the earth, and yes, I would definitely come back.
Home cooking like you've never tasted before. 260 Grandview Drive in Lander.
Come on down to Grandma's.
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
It's Physical Therapy Month.
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 It's Physical Therapy Month. October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy, we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like Easy better.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
I'm Bo Clark, coach of the University of Wyoming rodeo team, reminding you that putting on a seatbelt doesn't take 8 seconds and it can save your life.
Go Pokes, buckle up.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Warland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Warland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Well, it's a long halftime show here. We still have 14 or 13 minutes to go. I kind of feel sorry for the Rollins High kids out there in the Outlaw Marching Band. They've been out there right after the end of the first half of play, and they're doing all these festivities, Josh, down in front of the arena here. They haven't had a chance to play yet. I bet those instruments are going to be a little chilly.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's not only senior night for the football team, but it's senior night for the band as well. So they announced all of the seniors on the band, which it sounds like almost all of them are seniors. Naming off a bunch of names there of the band members. But I got to say that running down to use the facilities real quick while you're at break, that PA announcer, he's got a pretty good radio voice.
Yeah, he sure does. 16-0 is our score. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the Rollins team totals. And they are right where they have been all year long. They had a total of -9 yards rushing. They had 9 yards passing. They have 0 yards of offense here in the first half of play. They did get 27 return yards, though, so they do have some positive yardage. The Lander Tigers had 54 yards rushing. They had 87 yards passing, 14 yards return, 155 yards total for the Tigers here at halftime. Individually, let's take a look at Rollins. Green has had 3 carries for -6 yards. Johnson 3 carries for -5 yards, and Kern 1 carry for 3 yards. Green has completed 3 passes for 9 yards. Kern caught 2 of them, Fritz 1, and then the 27 yards that they had in the return department. For the Lander Tigers, Stauffenberg carried 4 times for -12 yards. He lost a bunch of yardage on a bad snap from center. Larvey has 4 carries, and he has a total of, 18 yards in the contest. LeClaire was the big gun, Josh, during the first half. He carried 16 times for 65 yards. That's good production.
I'd say the mentality for the ground game for the Tigers with next man up is doing well with who would you say that was? No, not Larvey.
LeClaire.
LeClaire, sorry. LeClaire stepping up in the absence of Matisse Weaver.
87 yards passing. Brennan Stauffenberg has 4 of 9 in the passing department for 87 yards. Gwynna, 1 catch for 13. Harris, 1 catch for 25. Larvey, 1 catch for 12. Covapalo, 1 catch for 37 yards. And then return yardage, Harris has 12 and Gwynna has 2 yards. The Tigers led at the end of the first period 8-0. They added 8 more points in the second period, and that's where we are at halftime, 16-0. But so far, Josh, the game has gone pretty much as we thought it would.
Rollins coming in with 0-6 record. Coach McSpadden was saying that they had having a hard time with their running game, losing some players to injury, as well as some players that are no longer on the team, whether that be from deciding not to play or kicked off the team. Not sure which. From what he said, just said they weren't on the team currently. And unfortunately, it's made them a real one-dimensional offense. And that one dimension has been shut down pretty well by the Tiger defense. Their secondary is playing coverage tight, whether it's in man or it's in zone. And they've also got the pick 6 as well as a safety. So something you don't see often, your defense is scoring just as many points as your offense.
Well, I'm not sure what the band is getting ready to play down there, but they just had a sword fight about where the Outlaw horse is in the midfield, and the loser in that sword fight apparently was the director of the band. And he has run back now up on top, and the Rollins Marching Band finally, after all this time, they're getting to move. I'm sure they are pretty chilly. But the Tigers next week will be on the road to end their season, their regular season, that is, at the Buffalo Bison, and that will be a 6 p.m. start in Buffalo across the Bighorns. And I guess we'll go across Ten Sleep Canyon for that one, Josh, and be on the air and on the video with Buffalo next week and these same Lander Tigers.
Yeah, it's going to be a big matchup against Buffalo. They've been a tough team all year. They've got a big top 5 matchup against Douglas Bearcats tonight. So maybe the Bearcats will be able to rough them up a little bit, making them a little bit softer for us next week as we're looking to close out the season on well, we won't get ahead of ourselves here. I won't say a 3-game win streak.
Right.
But if we win tonight and win next week, it'll be a 3-game win streak. And I would believe with the 3-1 conference record, 3-2 conference record, that may be enough to make the playoffs.
And we do have a score coming in thanks to Leanne Sanderson, who just passed along the score. It was the Shoshone Wranglers defeating the Grable Buffs this afternoon 54-6. So the Shoshone Wranglers well on their way. They've only had one loss this year, and that was on the road at Pine Bluff. So the Wranglers with a 54-6 final this afternoon in other Fremont County action. And we'll be back with more of the halftime show right after this.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Tyler Watson State Farm is a proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics. They believe youth sports are the gateway to future skills that help our kids succeed in life. Teamwork, leadership, time management, and how to perform under pressure can all be learned on the field or in the gym. Good luck to each and every one of the student athletes in Fremont County from the team at Tyler Watson State Farm. 618 Washington Avenue in Riverton. Call 856-4118 or visit insuringriverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the halftime show. Josh Henninger with you as we continue to watch the Rollins Band go out and perform on their senior night performance. I can see some restless legs out there and some people that look really cold. They stood out about 12 minutes before they started performing, like Ernie mentioned earlier. We'll go ahead and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. One score in 3A from Thursday. Number 3, Star Valley beats Evanston 40-6. Star Valley returned the opening kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown, and one of Osh for Star Valley runs for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. The same person, Green, who ran the opening kickoff, also had a touchdown catch. In 3A action today, final out in Powell. Number 2, Jackson beats Powell 21-17 in a close top 5 matchup. And talking about Douglas softening up the Bison, they are doing just that at halftime. Number 5, Douglas is ahead of Buffalo 28-0. And in the second quarter, we have number 1, Cody being Green River 19-0. And in the second quarter, Riverton Wolverines up on Worland 13-0. Riverton's looking for their first or second win of the season.
Let's see, it's their first win of the season.
Win?
Yeah.
Okay. Class 2A over, looks like final score. Thermopolis beat Mountain View 40-13. And final score, Big Piney with the upset, beating number 4 Cokeville 28-21. Fourth quarter, number 3 Levels beating Kemmer 55-0. And at halftime, Burns is beating Newcastle 6-3. In the first quarter, number 2 Torrington at number 5 Wheatland, no score. And Upton Sundance at Glenrock, first quarter, no score. Class 1A 9-man for Fremont County. We have halftime score number 2 Shoshone over Grable 34-6. You just mentioned that earlier. And in the first quarter, number 3 Rocky Mountain at number 4 Wind River, no score reported. Let's see, what are some other...
Okay, that's homecoming for Wind River tonight, so...
let's see, what else? Class 1A 9-man. Wyoming Indian is at St. Stephen's tomorrow at noon. And what's another... Let's see, number 5 DuBois is at number 2 Encampment. 3 o'clock tomorrow. Class 1A 6-man. And that looks like that'll be about it for the out-of-town scoreboard and Fremont County teams.
Well, they had another sword fight out there on the field with 3 people ending up on the grass that time. There were 3 combatants, and they all got each other. So I'm not sure what the theme of the homecoming is, but they are having sword fights out there. Again, looking at our halftime statistics, we had 155 for Lander. We had 0 for Rollins, and they did have 27 return yards. So that's the statistical look, and we'll be back with our second half kickoff after this.
Prices are going up all over. Food prices, fuel prices, tires, oils, you name it. But there's one thing that hasn't gone up. WRTA bus lines will still get you where you need to go in Fremont County for the same low price they've always had. Just $1 one way. How can you beat that? See WRTAbuslines.com for the new fall route schedule. Save hundreds of dollars every month and use the WRTA to travel to and from the Riverton Airport. See WRTAbuslines.com for details, and remember, don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelts, and keep all four wheels on the road.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Welcome back to Rawlins, Wyoming at Outlaw Stadium. Josh Henninger with Ernie Over. Looking at the 3A conference, we have quite a development. So Douglas and Buffalo are playing each other. Both of them have a 5-1 overall record with a 3-0 conference record. Douglas is beating Buffalo. Worland is 3-3 overall, 2-1 in conference, and they are losing to Riverton, which they are looking for their first conference win, which means if Lander were to beat Rawlins tonight, they would be tied with Worland. Worland would have the tiebreaker because of beating us head-to-head. But if Buffalo loses to Douglas and we beat Buffalo next week, we would then have the tiebreaker over Buffalo with the head-to-head, with both having 3-2 conference records. So it depends on what happens between Lander and Buffalo and Worland and Riverton this week, and whoever they play next week. We can either be the 4 seed or the 2 seed.
The 4 seed or the 2 seed.
Out of the
yeah.
East.
Okay. There we go. The Lander Tigers coming back onto the field here at Outlaw Stadium. And we're going to have another 3 minutes for each team to have a warm-up as the Rawlins High Marching Band marches off of the field and the officials come marching right back on. So we'll be back with the conclusion of the halftime show. Lander 16, Rawlins 0.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm a minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
Mama, welcome to my kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen in Lander is ready to wow you with their home-style fixins. Visit the coffee corner and don't forget to try Mama's biscuits, made just the way her Mama made them. And the Mama before that. With local and specialty ingredients making up their cuisine, it'll be the place you can't get enough of.
And just simple, tastes good, delicious, get me all ready for the day.
Down to earth, and yes, I would definitely come back.
Home cooking like you've never tasted before. 260 Grandview Drive in Lander.
Come on down to Grandma's.
Okay, thanks to Mama's Kitchen and all the Lander Tiger sponsors for presenting this broadcast and telecast tonight from Rawlins. It is kind of a chilly day here. It was 27 degrees at game time, and it's plummeted much lower since then. The Tigers have on their cold weather gear. And Josh, what do we have for keys to the game for the second half?
Well, the big thing for the Tigers is they need to eliminate those turnovers. They produced a couple turnovers, but they also gave up a couple costly turnovers. Luckily for them, the defense stood up, and next man up mentality, had their offenses back, kept Rollins from having any sort of production and scoring on those turnovers. So still pitching pretty much the ultimate shutout with having 0 yards unofficially for Rollins on the offensive side, also having a goose egg up on the scoreboard. So they've had a good balanced attack on offense. Defensively, they've done a really good job of making an already one-dimensional team more one-dimensional and doing a good job of shutting down that one dimension in their pass game. So we'll see if they can continue with that and just, pick up. They did a better job with not having as many penalties as last week, but they gotta keep hold of the ball.
Charlie Fonseca is going deep back to receive the kick as Rollins will get the ball to start the second half. They're defending the north goal, and they'll be going from north to south or left to right here at Outlaws Stadium. And it's Brennan Stauffenberg to kick off for the Tigers. As we mentioned earlier, Matisse Weaver not suited up today. There's the kick, and it goes down to Johnson at the 12-yard line. He cuts to the right side across the 20 to the 25 and knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So it'll be a nice return for the Rollins Outlaws, and they're going to start the second half of play at the 31-yard line.
Good return there for Rollins, but had he been paying a little bit more attention, he could have cut it back to the near side, and he would still be running to the goal line.
Yeah.
There was nobody on the near side of the field, but he saw his lane. He decided to stick with it and got an 18-yard return nonetheless.
And the quarterback for the Canyon Green, number 7, he played in halftime on the band, so he's been out there the entire halftime. Okay, he's in the gun. Handoff goes on the near side, and nothing doing. Caught behind the line of scrimmage and brought down right away is Damian Archuleta. It'll be a loss on the play, back 1 yard to the 30-yard line.
Looked like it was Gabe Harris getting in there for the Tigers. Good job pursuing the wide receiver on the jet sweep as he came in motion. Again, we've seen the Outlaws mostly have the quarterback Green keep possession on that, but there has been 2 times he gave it off. They weren't fooled this time. Stopped him for no gain.
Second down for the Outlaws. Green all alone in the gun and is caught and sacked. Oh, what a great play that was by Harris. Harris came all the way back, but we do have a flag on the play. And let's see, who do we have? I don't know. Harris really busted that open. We have a legal motion, and that is declined. So the loss will be all the way back, Josh, to the 16-yard line?
Yeah,
16-yard line. So a big loss on the play. And that'll be 14 yards, and that'll go against Green. And he now has a total of minus 20 yards in the game.
Harris just came straight through there on the blitz, untouched.
Okay, one man in the backfield with Green. There's the snap. He rolls to his left side. Now he tucks it under, starts to run. He's at the 20, and he's knocked down right there. It'll be a gain of 8 yards on the play to the 20-yard line. Or I'm sorry, a gain of 4 yards on the play to the 20-yard line for Green.
Harris with back-to-back tackles, possibly 3 tackles in a row, had I called his name out right. He was the last one came up out in the pile right before that sack. He pretty much took over that defensive series there for the Tigers.
4th down, 20 yards to go. Kern back in deep punt formation at the 5-yard line. There's the kick. And Gwynna watches it bounce, takes a Tiger bounce, very short kick, goes to the 45-yard line, maybe the 44, and that's where Lander will have it. 1st down, 10 yards to go, inside Rollins territory at the 44-yard line.
I feel real bad for that Rollins Outlaw punter. I'm pretty sure his net and gross average for punts is only about 20 yards.
Well, he's been kicking into the wind, and it's a really stiff wind blowing here in Rollins. as we see the runway lights for the Rollins Municipal Airport in the background. Okay, under center, there's the handoff, goes to LeClaire. LeClaire around the right-hand side for 2 or 3 before he's run out of bounds. LeClaire has done the major work for the Tigers tonight. That 3-yard gain gives him 17 carries and 68 yards on the ground. He is the leading ground carrier for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd down and 8. They officially gave him 2 yards on the play. Okay, now here comes the Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. Hash mark far side. Stauffenberg under center. Receivers on each side. LeClaire gets the carry. He breaks one man, tries a stiff arm, and gets another yard. That was a good stiff arm by LeClaire, and it gets him down to the 39-yard line.
Good blocking there by the offensive line of the Tigers. They gave him a huge running lane. He's able to get to the second level pretty quick, making that 2nd and long into at least a 3rd and manageable. Still about 3rd and 5, so a little bit longer than what you want. But with this passing attack of the Tigers, they can definitely pick that up for a conversion.
In the gun, Stauffenberg. There's the quick pass over on the far side. Nothing doing that time as the receiver, Harris, falls down.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to throw it out there for a quick screen. The slot receiver went forward to set up the block. Stauffenberg was trying to get it out there to his receiver. Unfortunately, it was a little bit underthrown. He may have been worried about overthrowing it because it was throwing it with the wind instead of against it. Throw it a little bit short so Harris wasn't able to corral it and continue to move forward.
4th down. Tigers need 6 or 7 for the 1st down, but they're going to punt it away. Stauffenberg is at the 45-yard line in his own territory, and Johnson is deep back for the Rollins Outlaws. There's the snap. It's a nice kick. It's a line drive kick that bounces at the 10, and it's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Nice move, nice kick that time, and that was Gwynna that got down there and downed that ball inside the 5-yard line, and they're going to put it right at the 4.
Couldn't have drawn that one up more perfectly. He didn't roll out, but he kind of tilted the ball forward for a more rugby-style kick. That'll give you that roll. It also is a little bit lower to the ground, so it's not as affected by the wind. He also was able to direct it more towards the sideline. Good job there by the Tiger special teams unit.
Full house look in the backfield for the Rollins Outlaws. Green gets the snap, and we have an offside on Lander, I think. It looks like the hard snap might have got him. But let's see. We've been fooled before. Yep, it's going to be against the Tigers. So they'll move to the 9 yards on the penalty, and it'll be 1st and 5.
Why is it whenever I give them props on something, they go directly against it like the very next series?
Same offensive look for the Outlaws. Line of scrimmage is the 9-yard line. Here's the handoff, goes to Johnson. Johnson gets a little bit of room, and he's stopped just short of the 1st down. They're going to call him down at the 10-yard line. Well, that's no gain on the play. I thought he got a little bit more than that. Well, they're going to give him a yard, so we're going to call it the 11. Give him 2 yards on the play by Johnson, and now he has negative 3 yards on the ground.
He's trying to get back to 0.
Trying to get back to 0. Modified I formation, receivers on each end. Johnson fakes the handoff, rolls to his left side, is caught and sacked. Nice sack that time, and it's Jace LeClaire who did that again, Josh.
Yeah, it looked like there was a block in the back and or holding by the Outlaws that was not called, which I don't know why it wasn't because it was right in front of the referee's eyes. But nonetheless, look at the sack. They'll get another tackle for loss. Good job there by the Outlaw running back. I'll give him props. The Tigers came again with another mid-blitz like they did when Harris got the sack, but the running back came up and picked up the coverage and prevented that from happening again.
Green all alone in the backfield, receivers out on each side. He's wearing bright orange gloves. Here's the snap. Takes a 2-step drop, passes on the right side, caught But that's going to be really close to the first down. I think he got it, actually. They're still trying to get the tackle down.
Wow.
But that was, let's see, who was that? I'm trying to see. Was that 14? Yeah, 14 got that. And that player, let's see, is Jay Smith. So Smith gets the pass play, and he gets 10 yards. And Smith gets the first down.
By the hair on his chinny chin chin.
That's right. Okay, 1st and 10. Rollins, and they are at the 16-yard line. First down. Green hands it off. Counter.
Ooh, good
no, nothing going there. A big loss behind the line. It's going to be inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Be a loss of 3 yards on the play.
That looked like it was Carlito Gonzalez that came in there. He probably mentioned me saying in the background, sorry to step over your toes there, Ernie, but that was a good tackle. Green cut back. Gonzalez was the only one there. Cross-faced him up and drove him to the ground. Great form, legal tackle.
Okay, in the backfield is Chris Johnson with the quarterback, Green. And the play is blowing dead as we have false start. So that'll put him back to the 8-yard line with the penalty. And that is, let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties. That's 25, 30, 34 yards in penalties against the Rollins Outlaws. Clock at 5:25 and moving. Third period of play, and Lander leading 16-0 on this very cold day. Here's Green, back to pass. A lot of pressure. Heaves it downfield, and it's caught. Nice catch there by Eli Kern. Kern gets it, and the pass is all the way down to the 39-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go, Rollins.
Kern did a great job. I'm wondering if he doesn't play basketball. He pretty much just was able to adjust on the route, cut inside Gwynna, boxed him out, was able to get the position inside ahead of Gwynna, high-pointed the ball, got it before Stauffenberg came over from his safety position. First down, Outlaws.
2 first downs in a row. First time that's happened. Here's the handoff to Johnson straight ahead. And he may get back to the line of scrimmage. Really good defensive penetration that time.
Definitely, it was a pack of Tigers coming down with the tackle. One thing I have seen this week that has been a little bit lacking is the overall defensive pursuit of the Tigers. If the one man misses, they've got 2 or 3 of them right behind them. Everybody's going towards the ball until the whistle blows. That's exactly what you want to see. Good fundamental football and following the play all the way through.
Second down and 9 yards to go. Tigers showing blitz. Green rolls to his left, throws it, almost intercepted by Gwynna. No, not by Gwynna. That was 13. That was Jonah Brown. So the pass goes incomplete, and it is now third down.
Harris had the pressure again, looking to get another sack against Green. Green saw it, threw the ball late, threw it a little bit too tall for his receiver, again throwing it across his body. His receiver was open. If he was able to have a little bit better accuracy on the run there, that probably would have been another first down for the Outlaws.
Twin receivers on each side. Green is all alone in the backfield. Tigers showing a little blitz action there. Here's the pass down court, knocked incomplete. Downfield, not down court. This isn't basketball yet, Ernie.
Not yet.
Intended that time for Eli Kern, and it falls incomplete. So we are now at fourth down, and Kern goes back to kick. Tisso Gwynna going back to receive for the Tigers, and the kick will come from about the 30-yard line.
And Gwynna's only at the 40-yard line, so he's literally standing at 20 yards away from the punter.
Kick into the wind. There's the kick, and it is blowing off course and takes a Rollins bounce and goes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. And that's where the Lander Tigers will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Tigers have a 16-0 lead on Rollins. It's a very, very cold night. We've had a lot of mishandled snaps. Not sure if it's the frosty football or just the cold hands, but this is a cold and chilly night. The Lander Tigers will have the advantage of the wind here for another 4 minutes.
Yeah, looking like it's starting to blow a little bit in their favor. Still pretty much a crosswind, but look, hopefully Tigers go ahead and get another score.
Stauffenberg goes under center. I formation. Handoff to LeClaire. He's met at the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Leading the charge that time was Brandon Fritz. Tigers are going to lose a yard back to the 24.
Yeah, that time the Tiger offensive line did not do a very good job picking up their assignments. The front four for the Outlaws was able to get through. There was no running lanes whatsoever for him to go. Met him right at the line. Looks like it'll be a loss of 1. It's bringing up 2nd 11 for the Tigers.
Okay, we have twin receivers. One man in the slot is Larvey, and now we have a timeout called by the Tigers with 3:24 to go, and Lander leading 16-0.
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
It's Physical Therapy Month.
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 October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy, we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like April better.
Okay. Back again, 3:24 to go. Getting a little bit of glare off the window in here, but we're glad to be inside tonight on this really nice press box they have here at Outlaw Stadium.
Heated,
yeah.
Yes.
Stauffenberg in the gun. Takes a couple steps back. Changes his play. Throws it incomplete. Intended that time for Larvey. And I know, was that Larvey down there intended for that? No, that wasn't. That was, let me take a look at the roster. That was Jonah Brown. So it's incomplete. And the Tigers have third down now, 9 yards to go from the 24-yard line in their own territory. Twin receivers off to the left side. One man in the slot on the right, one man split out far on the right side. In the gun, there's the pass. It's caught, and we're going to have a first down, and it is Gwynna. Is that Gwynna? I think that is. No, that's Larvey. Larvey gets the catch on the first down, Josh, and moves the ball across the 40-yard line down to the 43-yard line.
Stauffenberg doing a great job recognizing the pressure coming on the edge. It was a screen the entire way for the halfback, Larvey. Stauffenberg, seeing the people in front of him, was able to get him to stop, go up in the air. So he put a little touch on the ball, a little finesse. Put it over the top, outside or above the outreach hands, the Outlaws defender, right in Larvey's hands. Good block set up front. First down, Tigers.
Under center, the handoff goes to Jace LeClaire. LeClaire breaks one tackle. He breaks another tackle, and he's out of bounds at the 40-yard line in Rollins territory. And I tell you, on that play, Josh, the Lander Tigers crossed midfield. And AARP Wyoming wants to remind you good things happen after 50. To see what's going on for folks over 50 in Wyoming, check out AARP Wyoming's Facebook page.
I was about to say that was a good block by the Tiger receiver, but then I realized it was two Outlaws hitting into each other.
Yeah.
So, it was a good block, but it was the cornerback running in the linebacker instead of the wide receiver knocking him over. Either way, he's able to bounce outside, get around the perimeter. Good gain for first down for LeClaire. Tigers are driving.
100 yards on the ground now for LeClaire. There he goes again across the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. That'll be about an 8-yard gain for Larvie. 108 yards unofficially now on the ground for Jace LeClaire. Good game for LeClaire.
So it was LeClaire, not Larvie, because you said both.
Oh, it was LeClaire.
LeClaire.
Okay.
Yeah,
9.
Too many L's. Too many L's.
Too many L's, yeah.
We need more W's.
Lander. Okay, 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go, third period of play. Lander knocking on the door, and they've got a second down and about 1 yard to go. They're at the 32-yard line. There's the handoff to Larvie. Larvie powers his way forward for the first down to the 30-yard line. 2-yard gain by Larvie, and that is a first down for the Tigers.
Tigers doing a good job of just possession football. There we go. I don't know why I'm losing my train of thought here. Just good possession football, doing what they need to do to stay ahead of the sticks, get first downs, run down that clock as we're getting close to the end of the third quarter. Another first down for them, and they're just about into the red zone. Next first down will give them the red zone.
Receivers on each side. Man in the slot. There's the handoff. It goes to LeClaire. LeClaire powers his way to the 20-yard line. Inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. It's another first down for the Lander Tigers.
Another carry for the Tigers, as it looks like that was 35 with the carry.
That was
Larvie?
No, that was 9, wasn't it?
No, I see.
No, it was
35
Larvie
in there. Yep.
Okay.
LeClaire
right.
just came in.
So,
either way,
yeah.
busting through the gut, able to bounce it outside on his cutback. Saw a good lane, was able to get to the second wave of defenders, and the Tigers are now inside the Outlaw 20-yard line in the red zone, looking to put more points up on the board. 1:05 left in the third quarter.
All right, under center now. There's the handoff. This time LeClaire has it. He's got a little bit of a yardage. He's down inside the 10, very close to another first down for the Tigers. As the clock moves under a minute, 50 seconds to go. Let's see where they're going to put that ball. And they're going to mark it at the 8-yard line. So that's a nice run on the play. 9 yards on the play by LeClaire.
One of the things I'll be interested to see is what the Tigers are averaging per carry on the ground. Larvie's had a bunch of big carries. LeClaire has as well. They got to be running it somewhere between 5 and 7 yards per clip. They're just doing a really good job. Offensive line is creating big running lanes, and the running backs taking advantage.
20 seconds to go. There's Brown on the far side. He's all alone in the end zone for a touchdown. Lander Tigers. Great carry that time by Gabe Harris. I think I called him Brown initially.
You did call him Brown.
Gabe Harris for the touchdown. And that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 play drive. And it goes 75 yards for the Tigers. Now let's see the extra point. And it's going to be Cove Apollo kicking. I believe that's 15, Cove Apollo to kick. Yeah, it is, Cove Apollo to try the extra point for the Tigers. And we have offsides, I think. And yeah, good thing because the kick didn't go anywhere.
I think he was kind of
I think he stopped.
Yeah, he was kind of stuck in the middle, like, do I keep going? Do I not?
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
22-0 right now, looking for the extra point here with just 9 seconds to go in the third period of play.
I think the Tigers had that for a little over half the entire third quarter, right?
I believe they did, yeah. Their last score was at 152. Okay, here they go. They're going to line up and go for 2. Now, since that kick didn't look, Stauffenberg under center, full house look in the backfield. It goes to LeClaire, and he is stopped short of the goal line. So it'll be 22 Landers, 0 Rollins, 9 seconds to go. We'll be back.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Rollins, Wyoming. Josh Henninger with Ernie over here at Outlaw Stadium. Tigers are ahead of the Outlaws 22-0. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. Got a text update from our broadcast partner, Cody Beers, on the Wind River Radio Network over there doing the Riverton broadcast. The Wolverines are ahead of the Worland Warriors 13-6 at halftime, as Riverton is looking for their first win of the year, as well as are these Outlaws.
A 9-play, 75-yard drive for the Tigers makes the score 22-0. And back to receive the kick is Eli Kern. And it'll be, is that Covapalo? Yeah, 15. Covapalo will be, Robert Covapalo will be doing the kickoff chores for the Tigers, and it's a line drive kick, and it goes over through his hands out of the end zone, and the Rollins Outlaws will have it at the 20-yard line.
Whew, that was a break for the Outlaws. Luckily, it just glanced his hands. Had it checked up and stayed in bounds, or at least stayed in play before it reached to the end zone, it could have been a big play there for the Tigers.
And we have 9 seconds to go here in the third period of play. And we have everyone spread out wide. One man in the backfield with Green. Okay, here we go. Johnson in the backfield with Green in the gun. There's the snap, and it's going to be a keeper by the quarterback Green, and he's going to be stopped after a yard or two.
Yeah, there wasn't much traction on that play, whether it was to Green or to the running back. May have just been something that they wanted to just take to the end of the quarter, which will be the last play of the third quarter. We'll be back with the final act between the Tigers and the Outlaws here on 93.1 KFCW, as well as KFCW Facebook page and WYO Today YouTube.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
I'm Bo Clark, coach of the University of Wyoming rodeo team, reminding you that putting on a seatbelt doesn't take 8 seconds and it can save your life.
Go folks, buckle up.
And we have 12 more minutes of football left here in Rollins. Lander now leading 22-0 on our Tiger scoreboard. Rollins has the ball now, second down, 9 yards to go. Green in the backfield, hands it off to Johnson. No, it's a fake. Here's a pass play downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended that time for Fonseca.
Yeah, he even faked me out. Those that are watching the stream, I was following the tailback and go, no, it's a fake. It's like, oh, hey, that running back's running a little bit slow around the perimeter there if he were to have the ball. And Harris was following him. He turned back around. He's like, he doesn't have the ball. That's a pretty good play action there by Green. Unfortunately, it was another incompletion.
Third down, 9 yards to go for the Outlaws. Green alone in the backfield. He's at the 15-yard line, calls for the ball. There it is. Takes 3-4 steps back and throws it to the first option, and there's going to be very little gain, if any, on the play. And catching the football that time was Fonseca.
Yeah,
So,
Tigers brought in a full house blitz there, mid blitz. Ernesto Cabriolas was there, Zach Larvey was there. Just a pack of Tigers bringing down the receiver. Did a good job bringing the pressure, but also keeping everything in front of them to make sure that they didn't over pursue and didn't leave the receiver to be able to make a move and get a first down.
Eli Kern back in deep punt formation. He'll kick it from the 10. There's a long spiral kick. It bounces at the 47-yard line and stays right there where it'll be downed. So the Tigers will take over in their own territory at the 47-yard line following the kick.
They will take over with 11:05 left here in the fourth quarter. I'm going to try and keep track of time of possession this time because it felt like that the Tigers had it for well over half the third quarter on that scoring drive. Again, that's what you're going to want to do. You want to play possession football. You want to do good, safe plays. You're going to see a lot of running plays. If they do a pass play, it's going to be a quick route or maybe even a screen to the wide receiver, running back again. They will be throwing into the wind this time in the fourth quarter. So I would be willing to bet it's going to be a lot of ground and pound on this possession.
Okay, in the gun is Stauffenberg. LeClaire to his right. Runner in the slot is Gwynna. Now he's in motion and flags. And we have a false start against the Tigers, and that'll put them back down to the 42-yard line on the penalty. Well, the Tigers did a lot of backward moving in our last game against Riverton, but fortunately they haven't been penalized much this game.
Done a real good job cleaning up those penalties, especially in the red zone.
Okay, under center, there's a handoff to LeClaire. He fumbles the ball, then gets right back on it.
Whew, that was a lucky bounce. Looked like he wasn't quite ready to receive that one. It maybe had slipped out of Stauffenberg's hands as he tried to give it to LeClaire. He kind of corralled it to try and get it into his stomach. It bounced off his gut, and luckily it bounced right back into it as he is falling forward. No harm, no foul. Tigers still have the ball. It's going to be second and 12.
Second and 12 after the fumble. Under center. And there we have another jump, and the flag comes out. It'll be offside against the Outlaws, so they get another penalty here. And that is going to be their sixth for 5 yards, and the Tigers move 5 yards closer. They move to midfield. Football is on the Lander side of the 50-yard line. It's second down and 7. There's a pass on the far side, incomplete. It was intended for Harris, incomplete. A little bit of pushing and shoving going out there.
And Stauffenberg took another late shot after he threw that one away. He may have recognized the pressure, saw it coming up the gut, so he forced that throw a little bit too soon. But if you're going to throw those wide receiver screens, you got to make sure you put enough zip on the ball and kind of lead him forward instead of throwing it short. Because in high school football, if your knee touches the ground, you're dead right there. So there's no advancement even if you don't get touched.
Under center, Stauffenberg hands off to LeClaire. He's got some motion. He's got a first down and more, down to the 30-yard line. And he moves into Rollins territory. And on that last play, land across midfield. And AARP Wyoming wants to remind you, good things happen after 50. To see what's going on for folks over 50 in Wyoming, check out AARP Wyoming's Facebook page. So it's a first down. Tigers go all the way down to the 29-yard line. That's a pretty good run by the Tigers. Be a 21-yard gain that time by LeClaire. 21. He now has 123 yards on the ground. Almost a bad snap. There's the pass down. It is caught and dropped. Well, that was right in the hands of Tisso Gwynna, and that was a bullet that time. That might have ricocheted right off his hand.
Yeah, I will give Stauffenberg credit that time. There's been several times in his pass attempts, especially in the red zone, he's really staring down his primary target, staring down his receiver. That time, he immediately looked left to his primary target, came back to the right. That may have been a design to try and fake the safety. It was a good throw, just a little bit too hot.
And he backs off now. There's the handoff straight up the front. And was that LeClaire carrying that? I couldn't hardly tell. Didn't have the glasses on it. No, it's Tony Larvey with the carry. Yeah, Larvey with the carry, and that goes down to the 18-yard line. That's an 11-yard gain for Larvey and another Tiger first down. They're at the 19. No, they move it ahead to the 18-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. The call comes in from Coach John Scott. And the quarterback Stauffenberg under center. Here we go. There's the handoff. Goes straight up the middle. Almost a fumble on the play. But nothing doing there. LeClaire was able to hang on. And it goes down to the 16-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play.
I was worried about the transfer on that one. I saw the edge rush coming from the far side. I didn't quite see who that is. Now it's getting darker. Those red numbers are hard to see on those black jerseys. But the edge rusher for the Outlaws was in the backfield the same time that Stauffenberg was handed off to Larvey.
Under center, there's the pitch to LeClaire, and he's caught right away. Short gain on the play. Really good defensive pursuit that time. In there for Rollins was Blaine Coleman. We haven't called his name much. He's the number 1 defensive player in Class 3A. He's got over 100 defensive points in the season so far. First time we've called his name tonight. And the gain was to no gain. So we have second down, third down.
Third and 8.
Third and a long 8 to go. Now in the gun, Stauffenberg sets, throws, in the end zone, overthrown, intended for Gwynna. So it'll be fourth down as the pass goes incomplete. And for Stauffenberg now, he has completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 15 in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if Stauffenberg was anticipating getting hit there, but it looked like he, for some reason, threw off of his back foot, which then was a little bit too high for his receiver on the slant route. I don't know if he's anticipating that contact because he has been hit a few times, but unwarranted throw off of his back foot.
7:41 to go. Back to throw again. There's a pass. It's caught. Caught down inside the 10-yard line, and that is Tisso Gwynna with the catch on the play. And that'll move the ball from the 16 to the, where are they marking that at? The 6? The 8?
Yep.
That's the 8. So it was an 8-yard pass play by Stauffenberg for the first down to Gwynna. All right, the Tigers have it first down and goal. Clock rolling at 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the game.
That was just a good pass there by Stauffenberg. He recognized the man coverage. The man that was covering Gwynna had a little bit of a cushion, so he threw it down low, right where the point where it's going to be Gwynna that caught it or nobody caught it.
Everyone's in tight. Full house look in the backfield. There's the pitch. Goes to LeClaire. LeClaire is caught but dives ahead to the 5-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain down to the 5 for Jace LeClaire, who now has 127 yards on 26 carries. Great night for LeClaire.
That was Blaine Coleman in again for the tackle for the Outlaws. They will do a good job of not biting on the fake by LeClaire and was able to stay in front of him, bring him down. I can see why he's the leading tackler in 3A right now.
And the clock is down to 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Now 6:18 to go. And we go the other direction. LeClaire cuts it in and is in the goal line. Touchdown, Lander. Jace LeClaire goes 5 yards for the TD. And Lander goes up now 28-0.
Good rush there by LeClaire. He was patient, but he also saw his cutback lane, went into it headstrong. The entire right side of the offensive line was pulling that way to set up blocks and give him a running lane there straight to the end zone. Good job for him. He's been the workhorse here for the Tigers in this game, and I would be willing to bet that he's probably going to be our Mama's player of the game.
You think so?
I think so.
All right. Here's the try for 2, and the pass in the end zone is good. Well, I can't see. I got a brick wall here. I can't see that corner of the end zone. Who was that? Was that Gwynna again?
No.
Harris.
Koivapalo.
Okay.
You had Harris and Koivapalo over there. I saw the ball go over Harris's head, and I didn't see Koivapalo there leaking on the back end of the end zone. I thought he overthrew it to nobody, but Koivapalo was sitting there right on the boundary, kept his feet in bounds. Good 2-point conversion. Tigers are ahead 30-0, and I was able to keep track. That was almost a 5-minute drive for the Tigers. Is at 4:55, so they are doing exactly what I said and actually listening to me for once instead of the broadcaster curse and doing the exact opposite. Possession football, kept it on the ground for the most part. There was that one screen pass attempt, but that's one of those that it's a low probability of there being any sort of issue with it. Kept it on the ground, had good positive rushes on the ground and pound, kept possession of the ball the entire time, drove down, got another score, 30-0 with 6:10 left in the fourth quarter.
And that, Josh, was a 12-play, 53-yard drive. 12 plays, 53 yards, and the Tigers go up with the LeClaire rush for 19 yards and the pass to Koivapalo from Stauffenberg for the 2-point conversion. Lander 30, Rollins nothing, and here's Koivapalo getting ready to kick it off. And back deep is Eli Kern for Rollins. There's the kick. It comes down, it bounces, it's going to go out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. So that'll be a penalty against the Tigers, and that'll give a few extra yards for the Rollins Outlaws.
I think they get it to 35 maybe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that is correct. That's where Rollins will start. That's almost their best field start of the game. And, I've got 4 bars here on my cell phone inside the press box.
Mm-hmm.
But my texts to Cody Beers to tell him what our score is, they're not going. They're failing. So, Kirk, if you could let Cody know we are 30-0 here in the fourth period, that would be great. Thanks, Kirk. Okay, here's Green, one man behind him, and the handoff goes to Johnson, and he goes nowhere, back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll stay at the 35-yard line.
Again, pack mentality for the Tigers. Pretty much the entire offensive line was there. You got Koivapalo, you've got Cody Cunningham, and several other Tigers there, all in gangbuster style, bringing down the Outlaw running back.
5:40 to go here in the football game. Lander has a 30-0 lead over the Outlaws here on their homecoming day. One man in the backfield, that's Johnson, just to the left of Green. Man in the slot, back to pass. Green takes 4 steps back to Johnson. He catches the ball at the 35 and is downed immediately. So a gain of nothing. So still 35 yards the line of scrimmage.
That was probably a good thing that it was a low pass. Had he not rolled down to the turf, Jace LeClaire was sitting and waiting to light him up.
Yeah.
He was seeing dead red. Target was locked on. He's ready to shoot and fire in for that tackle.
So it's Chris Johnson in the backfield with Canyon Green, the quarterback. There's the call for the ball. Takes about 5 steps back. Under pressure, heaves it downfield, intercepted by the Tigers. Tigers get the interception, and it is Stauffenberg who comes up with the football. Stauffenberg gets it at the 37-yard line, and Lander gets another turnover, Josh.
Stauffenberg sitting there in a safety position, just like I mentioned before. As soon as Green is pressured, he throws it up in the air, straight up pop fly. Stauffenberg sitting there as a center fielder, since we're in postseason baseball season, sit there, catches it for the interception, And I believe that's either the third turnover for the Outlaws.
Well, third interception for
interception,
the thrown by Green. So the Tigers take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Clock moving now with 4:36 to go. Well, actually, it stopped. It won't move till the play starts. Receivers split out wide on the left side in the I formation. There's the handoff. It goes to Jace LeClaire, and he just still going. LeClaire still going up to about the 43-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard gain for Jace LeClaire.
He was carrying almost the entire Outlaw defense forward. It looked a little awkward the way he turned around as soon as he hit that hole. Looked like it was a stiff arm spin move, but the way he turned, kind of in slow motion, is almost like he was trying to turn around to try and recover the ball, so I thought he fumbled it. But then it was just a straight rugby scrum and pushed forward for a gain of 7 yards. Or 7 yards.
Yeah, about 7 yards.
Yeah.
It was a nice 360 move that time by LeClaire. Gwynna goes split out wide on the left side. They're in the eye again, under center. Here's the handoff to LeClaire. LeClaire finds some running room. First down for the Tigers across the 50, down to the 45-yard line in Rollins territory. And on that last play, the Lander Tigers cross midfield. And AARP Wyoming wants to remind you good things happen after 50. To see what's going on for folks over 50 in Wyoming, check out AARP Wyoming's Facebook page. So that goes to the 44-yard line. So that's 6 and 7. That's a 13-yard carry by LeClaire for the first down.
And there's that man again, Blaine Coleman, that you mentioned in the pregame show. He got another tackle.
All right, under center, football smack dab in the middle of the field. Fumble on the play. Rollins. No, I think Lander gets it back.
Ooh.
Good hustle that time by... let's see, who was that? That was Hunter Smith-Velarde, the sophomore, who jumped on that, but it's going to be a loss all the way back down to the 49-yard line, a loss of 5 on the play. So that would be -5, -17 for Stauffenberg at this point in the game. 2:40 to go in the game. Lander leading 30-0 on our Tiger scoreboard. Now we have J.C. Courtier out on the left side. Handoff goes straight up the middle. Fullback carrying that ball. Rope Glick. Rope Glick gets a little bit of yardage. He gets about 3 of those yards back. And so it's up to the 46-yard line again.
No, that was 44, not 24. I was thinking it was Little Larvey, but I'm like, there's no way they're putting a freshman in.
Yeah.
44.
44, yep. That was Rope Glick who carried. All right, here we go. Third down, rather. 11 yards to go. Here's the handoff. Little bit of running room. There's a whole lot of running room. He's going to break free, and he's down to the 10, inside the 10, and that's a great carry by Hunter Smith-Velarde for the Tigers.
Boy, I thought he was going to be down and out, but he made a little sidestep and then a stiff arm. Found his own running lane, hit it hard, and good carry there by Hunter Smith-Velarde.
40 yards on the carry.
A 5'7", 150-pound sophomore. Looks like the Tigers have some good prowess on the running game with not only the upperclassmen but the freshmen and sophomores coming up as well, as it looks like we have a new quarterback in there as well.
Yeah, Brody Moffitt is now quarterbacking for the Tigers. Under center. There's the handoff straight up ahead, and it goes to Caden Rowan, and Rowan is down to the 1-yard line. 5-yard gain by Rowan. And the Tigers knocking on the door here with 1:06 to go. Let's see if they put it in or take a knee.
Yeah, looks like they've got all of the
JV team
in. So you're thinking you want to build some momentum for those kids that don't get to play on Friday nights as of yet.
Yeah, they'd love for a score.
Give them the score. So you're going to bleed it down as far as they can, of course.
Yeah, and then they might go in the victory position. You know, you don't want to rub it in. You're leading 30-0.
But you're on the 2-yard line.
I know that. Wouldn't it be nice for one of these kids to get a touchdown? Well, there's the back judge is going to make the call, and the timeout, Lander. So that is 30 seconds to go in the game. Lander 30, Rollins nothing.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Welcome back to Worland, Wyoming. Josh Henninger and Ernie over with you as we are just about to wrap up the coverage of the Outlaws versus the Tigers. It looks like the JV team has been put in for the Tigers, wanting to make sure and not get any more injuries to those starters, as Tigers are looking to close this game out and improve their conference record to 2-2, which, barring whatever happens in Riverton, if the Wolverines are able to beat the Warriors, there will be tied for the third seed.
Okay, Moffitt under center, and it is a kneel down, and that's going to do it.
I think so.
Tigers are going to win 30-0 as the kneel down by Moffitt, and the players are shaking hands. I almost thought there was going to be an offside against Rollins.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
But the officials didn't call it. So that's going to be the game, and the Tigers win this contest 30-0. And we'll be back with our post-game look at statistics right after this.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Tyler Watson State Farm is a proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics. They believe youth sports are the gateway to future skills that help our kids succeed in life. Teamwork, leadership, time management, and how to perform under pressure can all be learned on the field or in the gym. Good luck to each and every one of the student athletes in Fremont County from the team at Tyler Watson State Farm. 618 Washington Avenue in Riverton. Call 856-4118.
Okay, back again at Outlaw Stadium, and the final score 30-0. Lander with the win. Taking a look at team statistics for the Tigers, they ended up with 208 yards rushing, 113 yards passing. So that is 315 yards total offense for the Lander Tigers. 29 yards total offense for the Rollins Outlaws. They had negative 23 yards on the ground. The quarterback Green was 7 of 20 for 52 yards, and you subtract those, you get your 29 yards total. They did have 37 of return yards. So it was a great effort by the Tigers, great defensive effort. And let's take a look at those individual statistics now. Green, the quarterback, threw the ball or rushed the ball 7 times for negative 20 yards. Smith had 1 carry for negative 3 yards. Johnson had 6 carries for negative 2 yards. Kern was the only player with positive rushing yards today for Rollins, had 3 yards. And Archuleta had 1 carry for negative 1 yard. Excuse me. Green was 7 of 20 for a total of 52 yards in the game. Smith caught 1 pass for 10 yards. Kern 3 passes for 37. Fonseca had 1 pass reception for 2 yards, and Fritz had 1 reception for 3 yards. Fonseca had 1 return for 12, and Kern had 1 return for 15. So overwhelmingly statistic advantage to the Lander Tigers. Stauffenberg had a tough time tonight. He had 5 carries for negative 17 yards. Larvey had 7 carries for 44 yards. Jace LeClaire, look at this, 28 carries for 146 yards. 146 yards for Jace LeClaire tonight. Stauffenberg in the passing department. Let's see, he was 7 out of 16 in the game, and he had a total of let's see, what is that? I didn't, 113 yards for Stauffenberg. In the reception department, Tiso Gwena had 2 receptions for 21 yards. Harris had 2 receptions for 24 yards. Zach Larvey had 2 receptions for, 31 yards. Cove Apollo had 1 reception for 37 yards. In the rushing department, Smith Velarde had 40 yards, and Rowan had 5 yards. So that will add. I don't think I added those up into the other 208 yards rushing. Nope, no, I did. So 208 yards rushing for the Tigers tonight, 113 yards passing. So a good night for the Tigers, 321 total yards in offense. And the scoring summary, we'll come back and we'll do this right after we listen to this.
Riverton.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are going up all over. Food prices, fuel prices, tires, oils, you name it. But there's one thing that hasn't gone up. WRTA bus lines will still get you where you need to go in Fremont County for the same low price they've always had. Just $1 one way. How can you beat that? See WRTAbuslines.com for the new fall route schedule. Save hundreds of dollars every month and use the WRTA to travel to and from the Riverton Airport. See WRTAbuslines.com for details. And remember, don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelts, and keep all 4 wheels on the road.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
Mama, welcome to my kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen in Lander is ready to wow you with their home-style fixins. Visit the coffee corner and don't forget to try Mama's biscuits, made just the way her Mama made them. And the Mama before that. With local and specialty ingredients making up their cuisine, it'll be the place you can't get enough of.
And just simple, tastes good, delicious, get me all ready for the day.
Down to earth, and yes, I would definitely come back.
Home cooking like you've never tasted before. 260 Grandview Drive in Lander.
Come on down to Grandma's!
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
It's Physical Therapy Month.
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 October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy, we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like April better.
Okay, back again and taking a look at our scoring summary today. The Lander Tigers got on the scoreboard first at the 7:05 mark of the first quarter when they sacked Canyon Green in the end zone for a safety.
All right, after a good
Tigers took a 2-0 lead. Then on the ensuing kick with 6:20 to go, a 37-yard pass from Stauffenberg to Kovapalo. The point after touchdown kick failed, and Lander led 8-0. And then in the second period, with 1:52 to go, it was a Gabe Harris 45-yard interception return. The PAT was a rush by Jace Leclerc, and the Tigers took a 16-0 lead. Then in the third quarter, with 9 seconds left in the quarter, Harris had it in from 8 yards out on a rush. The PAT failed, and it was 22-0. That was a
all right, after a good win, Coach, shutout,
drive. And then the final score by the Tigers came at the 6-minute, 10-second mark to go. It was a Leclerc rushing for the touchdown, and he ran 8 yards for that touchdown. The PAT was a pass from Stauffenberg to Kovapalo, and that was a 12-play, 53-yard drive, and that's where our final score was, 30-0. And down on the field, Josh Henninger had a chance to catch up with Lander head coach John Scott.
Shut them down on defense. Good job on offense and creating turnovers. Overall, how'd the game go?
Well, I think with the elements, wind, cold, uncertainty of some things, these guys got to, we did what we needed to come out and do, So we established some run game, played solid defense over the top. We knew that they'd like to throw it over the top a lot, so we put ourselves in a good position there. And I think, again, we rallied to the ball. We did the things we had to do to get a shutout. And offensively, they loaded the box on us and kind of forced us to a run game, and we emerged. So we like the way we finished.
And speaking of a shutout, last time we checked, Douglas was beating Buffalo 28-0. Buffalo you play next week. Riverton's beating Whirland 13-6. Go anywhere from being the 4th seed up to the 2nd seed, depending on how things play out.
Well, the only thing that we control is what we do Friday in Buffalo, and that's how we're going to look at it. So where the chips fall, where they may, could we be so lucky? But it's all be irrelevant if we go up there and lay a goose egg and don't perform the way we can. So we gotta go take care of what we can take care of, and then we'll see what happens.
All right, appreciate it, Coach.
Go warm
seniors
up. Here with you.
All right, so we've got Mr.
Jace
Leclerc, Mr. Gwena. Guys, I tell you what, with Weaver being out, next man up mentality, you guys both were doing pretty good. And Mr. Leclerc, I'll go ahead and let you know now, you are the Mammoths player of the game this week. I believe this is your first time getting it. I know you had, I think, somewhere around 125 yards rushing, at least 1 touchdown, maybe two touchdowns? Extra point. Yeah, 2-point conversion, that's right. So, we'll start with you, player of the game. How'd it go for you?
Things started out a little slow off the start for us. We all rallied together. We all knew what we needed to do, piece it together. We were sitting in our coverages, doing our responsibilities on defense. We're just pounding the ball on offense, getting yards.
And I saw you on defensive side of the ball too. I think you had a couple pass breakups, at least 1 tackle for loss. You guys are both in there. You had a couple deflections as well, Gwena. So what, we talked about it last week. Fortunately, we weren't able to get it on the air because of the rain with Stauffenberg and a couple other guys. What is it like playing both sides of the ball?
Sometimes it's tiring, but you kind of just got to suck it up and you just got to get after it. You got to keep a clear head, remember what you're doing, take breaths, and just stay focused.
All right, buddy, appreciate it. Thank you. Go warm up. We'll see you next week. All right, Tisagwena, you've been not only a factor in the defense. I know you had 1 interception tonight, right? 1 interception on the defense side of the ball, but you're also lights out as a receiver and running back. You had probably the best reception and pass we've seen all year. Last week against Riverton, that double move wheel route, sophomore threw it right to you in the corner of the end zone. So what were your expectations going in your senior year, and have you been able to meet those so far?
My expectations for my senior year is that we all got to come out and do our thing. Me especially, I just got to come out, do things for my boys, and my boys will have my back. And yeah. What was the other question?
Just going over all that stuff. So on your side of the ball, you're able to do well in the run game as well as a receiver. Is it easier knowing two positions on the same side, or is it a little bit harder studying both sides of that playbook?
It's a little complicated once you get down in the game. You know, playing both sides of the ball, you know what coverage you're in. You can look out and see 3, 4, 2, and playing as a DB, playing as a corner, I know like when to break up, and when it switches over to offense, I know how to break through and know where the open spots are. Brandon does a great job of finding us in that.
All right, the last game of the year going against Buffalo. As we mentioned earlier, Douglas is whooping on them at halftime. They both have a 5-1 record, 3-0 in conference. What are you looking forward to do next week against the Bison?
We're just looking to come out and play as Tigers, play how we know how to play. You know, we can all do it. We believe it, and we just got to go out there and do it.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. My hands are getting cold, so I'll let you go inside. Have a safe travel home. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Okay, thanks, Josh Henninger, for those interviews with Coach John Scott and with our player of the game, Jace LeClaire, and with Tisso Gwena. Those guys have really stepped into the fore with the injury and the fact that Matisse Weaver did not play tonight. And I think you might have got a little inkling of what the wind was doing during that interview down on the field, Josh.
I wasn't out there very long. I noticed that those two guys were keeping their gloves on. I didn't have any gloves on, and my fingers were getting pretty chilly. Almost had finger sickles there by the time I was done with that 4-minute interview. But, yeah, it was a good game for the Tigers, offensive, defensive. Had a couple of key plays in the punt game for special teams as well. So all around, good effort, complete game. Saw the JV kids come in the last 2 minutes. Just to round out the game, and they had a couple big runs by them as well. So the Tigers are finally starting to look like they're hitting their stride. Of course, they're in a little bit easier part of their schedule as well, but big game coming up next week against the Buffalo Bison. Like we mentioned in the interview there, like I mentioned in the interview, they have the opportunity to go all the way up in the 2 seed. For the East, which is huge. The 3A West is stacked from top to bottom. I'm pretty sure 3 out of the top 5, or maybe 4 out of the top 5 ranked teams in 3A are on the 3A West side of the conference. So it's going to be a big matchup. It's going to be the last game of the year, or at least regular season game for the Tigers. We'll see how things play out with Worland and Buffalo in the last 2 weeks. Because Buffalo will end up finishing with the better overall record. When it comes to seeding in the playoffs, it's all about that conference record. So we'll see if Tigers can close out and on a 3-game win streak and build that momentum, possibly going into the playoffs.
Well, that's the game plan, and as you heard Coach John Scott tell us today in the pregame show and in the postgame show, that this is an important 3-game stretch for the Lander Tigers. They've won 2 of them now. The last remaining one is the Buffalo Bison, and as you heard the coach say, the ball is in the Tigers' hands now. They are going to determine where they will end up with their season, and that's where we will end up with the regular season, pending the playoffs. Our score here tonight, again, Josh Henninger, 30-0. The Lander Tigers with the victory. Last we heard, Riverton was leading Worland. That would be a big upset there. And then Douglas was leading Buffalo. So On behalf of Joss Henniger, our Lander Sports Club sponsors, I want to thank you for tuning in and viewing in tonight on our live stream telecast. This is Ernie Over thanking Kirk Baxter back at the studio for his engineering help this afternoon. Any updates on the scores, Josh?
Let me look real quick. I'll bring up YO Preps before we head out. Scoreboard, there we go. So we have Class 3A.
Well, your fast fingers there. That's really impressive.
Douglas beats Buffalo 41-7.
41-7.
Third quarter update. We have Worland 20, Riverton 13.
Uh-oh, the Wolverines have fallen behind.
Yep.
Okay, they were looking for their first win tonight, so we'll see
still
how
get
that
it.
goes.
It's only one game, one score. Well, depending on how
one
old
quarter
his
left.
score is too.
Yeah. Well, it's been a cold and chilly night here in Rollins, but it's been a nice warm one for the Lander Tigers, winning 30-0 over the Rollins Outlaws. And until next week, October 22nd, over in Buffalo, airtime is going to be 6:30, and broadcast time with the play-by-play at 7 o'clock from Bison Stadium across the Bighorns in Buffalo. Again, this is Ernie Over on behalf of Joss Henniger and Kirk Baxter back at the studio, wishing you a pleasant good evening. Drive safe, buckle up every ride, every time. Good night.